Did you ever think you would make it? I feel I'm supposed I could take sweet victory. I know this life meant for me.
Adam, what's your point? The future looks bright.
My handshake is better than anything I ever signed. It's right here.
You are a one-of-one?
My son's right about
I don't think I've ever said this before.
All right, folks. Hope you had a good weekend. I know Vinny literally, this is when you know things get tricky. Vinny flies in last night from LA at 10 o'clock in the morning. There's a massive storm going on in Fort Lauderdale. It's the loudest thunderstorm I've heard of my life. Have you ever heard anything louder
No, not
than
like that. Not sustained like that. It was like bang,
It
bang,
was
bang.
so loud at 10:45. I had to get up and go check on the kids, the dogs, everybody, the family, because it was so loud. And even with that, the guy flew 3,000 miles here. He came to the podcast 15 minutes before this guy. He's driving up from Miami.
Yeah, true.
And let me tell you this other thing, Tom, if you can turn off your phone, please. Tom always just like, you can't get him to stay focused.
He's watching
Tom,
the
like,
He's
just
watching
turn
the-
the
That's
phone
my job.
off
It
It
already.
could be mute, but the
By the
YouTube
way,
thing
let me
plays.
tell you what's going on. I never thought it would get to a point. Like literally, I never thought it would get to a point where we would have somebody who's straight out of Compton. I don't know if you've been tracking this or
Like
not.
OG?
Straight out of Compton, who's talking about he wants to run for president. Rob, can you pull up that one picture? Look at this. This candidate, he wants to run for president in California, just straight up. Look at
Oh,
that.
snap.
Yeah,
Is that G
Gavin?
News?
By the way, you know that's how he
G
was
News?
before.
Straight out of
A lot of
Compton.
people say this picture,
Crazy
this other picture,
motherfucker
Rob,
named
go
Gavin.
to it. Some people say this was him.
Oh.
He's
no,
like, this was him.
no,
But
no.
he just did a podcast with Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes.
He want all the
and,
smoke?
And he finally revealed the truth. And he said, Rob, can you go to the other picture? Get it
snap.
straight.
Yo.
No regrets.
Yeah.
Did you see the regrets, the way he explained it?
Oh, boy.
I mean, that is straight up. That's, by the way, that's the true Newsom. Anybody tells you, the guy grew up hard life.
Poor.
The bread that they have to put it together. Wonder bread. Like, it was almost like when Hillary Clinton went on Charlemagne
She went
the
on
God
Charlemagne when she got the hot
and says,
sauce.
what do you got in your back?
Yeah.
I always carry hot sauce with me.
Everywhere
Yeah.
I go, baby.
I mean, obviously, by the way, there's no pandering.
Zero.
It's not like they're trying to win the black vote.
Why would she do
he
that?
would never
That's
do
true.
something like
No.
that.
That's like wherever
Newsom
I
just
go.
came and dropped some truth bombs on the fact that he was gangster before.
Now I would vote for
Straight
him.
out of
now,
yeah.
yeah, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Just Wonder Bread, you know what I'm saying?
But-
Straight out of Burbank.
So look, anybody in California that tells you otherwise, you better listen up. And guess what? You know who else is not done? Kamala Harris is not done.
Oh, no.
You know that?
She's
she,
back?
She told BBC interview, I'm not done. She tried to pull off a
Seriously?
wall. Yeah, she's not done.
I'm
So-
not leaving.
I'll campaign for her. Let's
Yeah.
go. Come on,
It-
Kamala.
It would be great. And while that's going on, Bill Maher is thinking that Trump's going to run for a third term.
Yeah, because Steve Bannon keeps saying it over and over
and
and
a
over.
lot of people on the MAGA side are devastated
Why?
because they don't want Trump to run for a third term.
Really?
Yeah, they're concerned about it. They were like a fourth and a fifth term. They want him to go a little bit longer. Third is not enough for
Yeah.
them. And people are losing their minds. And by the way, you know what's crazy about it is the fact that Trump's he's not taking that off the table. All he has to
Ever.
say, I would never run for a third term. He's leaving it there. Some are even speculating that he's building that, the monumental, incredible, the East wing where he was thinking about naming Monica Lewinsky because it's like a very precious building.
I'm out.
To name, like, some are saying that he's building that because he's going to be using that a lot on his third term. That's the real conversation that we're having. But folks, this is just like, who knows?
Speculation.
This is pure speculation, allegedly, all this other stuff. Yeah. But let me get into the stories of what's really going on. 7 out of 9 universities reject Trump's administration education compact. Okay, Fox News. Trump announces 10% tariff hike on Canada as fury over hostile act Reagan ad reaches boiling point. By the way, that ad of Reagan, you know where it was played? The night the Dodgers won 5-1. I saw the ad at the Dodgers game.
Oh, really?
Against Toronto. Yes.
On Fox, national.
Yeah, I watched it. So that means they're still doing it. That means he saw it again. That means Canada is still pushing that
Double
ad.
down.
And you know what Canada did? They said, you want to do this? You know who they went to negotiate with? Canada went to China. Did you hear about that?
really?
Yeah, Canada's going and saying, okay, you don't want to do a deal with us? We're going to go with somebody else. Let's see how it's going to work out for them. Canada's trying to create a strategic partnership with China as Trump cuts trade talk. And then Bill Maher, he talks about the third term. We'll talk about that. Maduro hits back at Trump, inventing new eternal war. Colombian president defined Adam's favorite guy in response to the sanctions. We do not kneel. Obviously, he didn't say it like that.
Yes,
My favorite guy?
obviously.
He wouldn't say it like that, but he would
Never.
say with the Spanish Like, you know.
Oh, de Petro?
Yeah, he would say it in a different
malo
way.
hombre, no bueno, no bueno.
Kamala Harris teases
no me quiero.
new White House to run. I'm not done. I think that's fascinating. Bernie Sanders, if you don't have any borders, you don't have a nation. He said that to Tim Dillon, that they got that wrong. Socialist New York City favorite sobs as he recalls Muslim aunt being too scared to wear hijab in public post 9/11.
Guess what?
What's
we
that?
did a little
People
research and we'll talk
saying
about her.
Maybe it really didn't go down that way.
Maybe she
Listen,
wasn't even in New York.
I'm going to
Patrick.
tell you something.
Allegedly, right?
Allegedly.
If you cross the line with Islamophobia, I will stop the podcast.
Okay, okay.
If you stop the line and you
All
make
right.
any claims,
Even though I had facts?
tell me right now, unless if it's facts, but even sometimes facts are too much. Too much truth hurts a little bit.
Okay, then I'll
so
back
whatever you
up.
do, be gentle about it.
you.
Someone
okay?
told me yesterday, feelings don't care about your facts.
Yeah.
Really?
You've heard
Well,
facts don't care about your feelings?
yeah.
Backwards.
Well, let me tell you
Well,
something.
then fact you.
Whoa. Wow, Tom. We went there that early? Tom, I haven't even had my
Billboards
coffee.
warned.
You know what, Tom?
Hey,
Fact
Guys,
you
stop
right
He's
it,
back.
trying to
guys.
go to his.
Listen.
Could he do his
Words
job,
talk,
please?
fact screen.
Look.
There's people driving to work
all,
right now.
all of these
Sorry about
people
that, guys.
selling fear porn in New York City, you know nobody's leaving New York City if he wins. You know that.
Not at all.
Nobody will. Matter of fact, you know what?
No, that's not true.
I'm going to go in additional
What?
direction. I think if Mamdani wins,
More people are
people are going to move to New York City.
Valuetainment
I
is
think
going.
it's going to be so hot.
Let's go.
That people from Texas and California,
Let's go.
Texas and
Could you
Florida, are going to
imagine
move
that?
to New York.
Could you imagine if we're all just completely wrong?
You know, it's
we're
just-
all wrong.
it's so
Everyone's
wrong.
like, I'm going to New York, bro. I need that Mamdani effect.
Mamdani.
I'm trying to pay more in taxes.
You know, it's a
I'm trying
complete
to hear that
illusion.
call to prayer 5 times a day.
It's a
10
complete
times a
illusion.
day.
Before it started raining yesterday, there was this couple walking down the street with a realtor. They were not from New York. They were not with a realtor. They didn't say hello to me. They didn't ask where I was from. They didn't ask what my wife did. I said she's a teacher at WA. They didn't ask about WA. None of that happened. And so nobody's leaving New York.
Yeah, weird.
None of that happened.
That did not
yesterday.
happen at all yesterday.
No, not at
Oh,
all.
okay.
Right in front of my house.
Yeah,
at
people
1
walking in
o'clock.
your
Nope,
neighborhood.
didn't
I
happen.
thought Tom was going to give a 2-second thing.
No,
he went on for
Tom.
2.5 minutes.
Tom's letting you. He went in
By
depth.
the way,
I was a second away from asking what your point was, bro.
Billboards warn New York, New Jersey residents are moving out in mass.
I am a billboard.
But I don't believe that. I have a hard time with that. I think people are going to go to New York City. I think it's a very attractive proposal to have a mayor like Mamdani as your mayor. I do have some thoughts on this. We'll talk about it. Knicks are sick and tired of Mamdani using their logo.
Oh, yeah.
New York Knicks threatened legal action against mayoral hopeful Zohran Mamdani over campaign advert. Anyways.
They were so upset
Yeah.
that they actually intentionally lost to the Miami Heat last night.
Yeah, I saw that.
In
because-
Miami.
Well,
The Knicks.
Chauncey wasn't happy about it, though.
Chauncey, listen. Chauncey
Wasn't up. Damian Jones was. And you know, all of this goes up to somebody else that we can talk about today, guys, because
the
there's
guy who I'm
some,
thinking of.
there's some furniture.
The guy who
moving
makes
around.
some,
yeah, I mean, we'll talk
okay,
about it.
yeah,
We'll
of
talk
course.
about
Game
it.
tie,
Hey.
pass the ball to a fan. I'd never seen that.
Yeah, it's great. Hakeem Jeffries finally bends the knee to socialist Mamdani ahead of early voting. And so there you have it. That's what's happening over there. British dad fired from teaching job for hanging 150 national flags around his hometown. Can you imagine you're proud of your country and they say, no, you're fired. You can't be doing something like that. 3.4 million foreign-born people claiming welfare benefits in Britain. Fantastic.
How did that happen?
Brits, work hard for all the foreign-born people that are coming to take advantage of your stuff. Keep working hard to take care of them. Utility bills spike as power-hungry AI data centers boom. Bank of America report finds Vinny has a lot to say about that one. China,
much.
Russia use symmetric advantage, unleash sex warfare to seduce U.S. tech execs, steal secrets, report. Disney warns ABC and ESPN may vanish from major cable service by the end of the month. What? David Ellison is moving fast and spending big to remake Hollywood. Pat McAfee makes Chauncey Billups joke on College Game Day amid NBA gambling scandal fallout. Not nice, Pat, but funny. Former Gambino boss Sammy the Booker Vano reveals the truth behind the NBA betting scandal. And by the way, Congress wants to hear from Adam Silver about NBA scandal. There is a name that's being dropped. Adam, don't say anything. There's a name that are being dropped that, man, this is, by the way, if this name is involved in any of this, guys, game over. If this name is involved in any of this. I'm going to show you something that You, by the way, write the name down on who you think I'm talking about.
Okay.
Write the name down to see who you're talking about. Write the name down. Let's see. Gavin Newsom confirms he is considering 2028 presidential run, as if he has not been for the last 56 years or whatever his age is. No, it's not Cedric Sabalas. But Trump slaps additional 10% tariff on Canada gods over ad he didn't like. Newsom story about hustling to pay the bill. Stop it. Sweden says no to rape convict. Are you ready for this? Did you hear about this?
What?
Sweden says no to rape convict deportation as crime wasn't long enough.
Did you see what Elon Musk tweeted about that lady in Sweden?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That is just a dark story to say. Okay, anyways, I'm sure, Vinny, I know you want to talk about that. Hackers change Brigitte Macron's gender to male on. Is that hackers?
It's really okay. We don't.
Is it really?
Who knows?
By the way,
she went. She went. I mean, we could. It's not that big of a story.
We'll get into it. That's funny.
What happened?
All right.
Brigitte
what
got
happened?
hacked.
What happened? What happened?
Get it? Hell.
All right. Okay. So, gang,
There's Arnold.
Before we get started, let me give you an update. My dad.
PBD, I feel like you're in like a gangster mood today. I'm not gonna lie. You get the gangster pinstripe.
I don't. By the way,
forget about the Yankees.
Let me tell you how you know you believe in your product. See this white shirt?
Yeah.
I have so many $800 shirts. How many shirts have you seen me cut the elbows the last 3 months?
A lot.
Give me a number. Rob, how many times are you like, your L shirt is cut again?
3 or 4. I saw
3 or 4. And that's the ones you witnessed,
And
right?
those are not cheap.
I am in love with these shirts, okay? I am in love with these shirts. But I want to tell you something.
These are not the ones that cut. To be
No.
specific.
And so, like, actually,
These were
really
not
fast.
cut.
Are those just slim fit, meaning to your body?
I don't even know them. I mean, it just keeps cutting. I mean, I've had so many shirts, but these are $800 shirts that keep cutting.
What do you mean cutting?
Like they're ripping the elbow rips.
The elbow rips.
Listen,
He's on the board. He's on the
only
board.
one of us on the show
But
used to compete for Mr. Olympia.
Let me tell you what's going on. Let me tell you what's going on. Folks, we did not, and I'm being very sincere with you, we were not expecting for the shoes to go out this quickly. We were, by the way, guess what I'm wearing today again? You know what this is? All I have to tell you is I want to say I'm on day 30, 31. I'm still wearing these. This is all I wear. I wore it yesterday. I wore it Saturday. This is literally all I wear. Whether I wear a suit or I wear some jeans, I wear those shoes. I have them in brown and I have them in black. The white and the navy blue comes out in December.
Can I fact check you really fast?
Yeah, go for it.
Since the vault, I haven't seen you actually wear dress shoes. I just thought about that.
Let me tell
haven't
you,
worn any
Vinny,
dress shoes.
I am so in
want
love
those.
with
Vinny, you
these
gotta
shoes.
stop fact checking people.
But let me tell you what's going on. Check this out, folks.
No, but these style, these work with suits.
I want a pair.
Let me just say to you, folks. Let me just say to you. First of all, yesterday, guy sends me a clip. Rob, did you see this clip? They're at the football game. They're getting kicked out. Rob, I think you have that clip. The guy's getting kicked out. And I keep getting tagged by a bunch of people. I'm like, why are these guys tagging me on this? Let me tell you what happened. Okay? Rob, I just sent the clip to you if you want to pull it up. So these guys are at a 49ers game.
Yeah.
This guy's leaving. He's wearing the
Future looks bright hat, right?
Future looks bright hat, but he's wearing the Nick Bosa jersey. Okay? But look at his hat. Look at this. So this thing gets a few million views.
They're getting kicked out?
Go back a little bit, Rob. Go back a little bit. Look at the first hat. Look at that.
Look at that. The future
Bingo!
looks bright.
That looks good, buddy.
It looks good.
Making it on national television with your future looks bright.
It's going to look bright in the parking lot, but it's going to look bright.
But let me tell you this. These shoes, this is the update I got for you. For the people that keep emailing our office about sizes. On brown and black, 8 sold out. 10.5 sold out. 11.5 sold out. 12 sold out. 13 sold out. On the white, that hasn't even come out yet. And navy blue. By the way, all these sizes I said to you right now, Vinny, it's not just black and brown. It's navy as well. Navy that's coming out in December, size 8, 10.5, 11.5, 12, and 13 sold out.
They're still in the factory.
You understand what I'm saying? Shoe is not even come out yet. It's already sold out. For white, size 8 and 13 is sold out, which means get whatever size you're getting, guys, that fits you, because most likely the next shipment will not come till January or February, but if you order right now, you're going to get it in December. First or second week of December is the sizes that we have. So, Rob, if you don't mind, Rob, go ahead and play the clip on these Future Looks Bright shoes. We're so excited about it. The audience is loving it. We're getting so much positive feedback on the fact that they're comfortable, they're dressy, leather, Italian-made, 50 hands touch the shoes, the super foam, critical foam in it, which feels like you're wearing a Hoka or an Enclad, except a Xenia looking, except doesn't feel like a dumbbell that you're carrying the entire day. Rob, go ahead and play the clip. When we set out to create a shoe that blends comfort, function, and luxury, we had the choice to make it fast. We had the choice to make it cheap. We chose neither. Instead, we chose Tuscany, Italy. We chose true Italian craftsmanship, each pair touched by 50 skilled hands. We chose patience, spending 2 years perfecting every detail, and we chose the finest quality at every step. Introducing the Future Looks Bright collection. Not rushed, not disposable, not ordinary. Rather, intentional, luxurious, timeless. I love it, guys. Nice. Go to vtmerch.com to place the order of the Future Looks Bright shoes. And go to the bottom to see how it compares with Berluti, Ferragamo, Zegna, and Gucci. All of the other shoes on the things that the FLB offers versus them is night and day. But at the same time, while you're going there doing that, folks, if you're somebody that wants to add it with something, a numbered new backpack came out, Valuetainment, black and red. That's just out. These are numbered 1 through 250. Most of these are sold out, but there are still a few left for some of you guys that use a lot of backpacks as you're doing your thing. I know Adam here is here with his backpack.
I love my
Tom's got a
backpack.
bulletproof backpack as well. Go to vtmerch.com, place your order. Again, go to vtmerch.com, place your order before these things sell out. Let's get right into it. So, Mamdani wins. Folks are not going to leave New York City. That's what some people said. You know, some said there's no way people are leaving New York City. Well, numbers are kind of saying in a complete different way. Billboards warn New York, New Jersey residents are moving out en masse. Now, maybe this billboard is misrepresenting, because who would live in New York City if Mamdani wins? Nobody. Maybe even some people would show up. Who knows? Maybe Mamdani is so great that others are going to want to show up and go to move to New York City. But these are some of the things you're looking at, Rob. If you want to pull that up, let me see that one right there, Rob. So New Yorkers aren't moving up, they're moving out, okay? New Jersey isn't moving up, their families are moving out. 1.7 million people have fled New York. And what's the number on Jersey, Rob?
350,000.
350,000 have fled. And if you see the U-Haul trucks, what do you notice? Florida and Texas on them. Florida and Texas on them. And by the way, here's a clip, Rob, if you want to play the clip of what's going on in New York with Mamdani.
As fed-up New Yorkers and New Jerseyans flock to red states, new billboards are popping up warning about the exodus. The ads are being put up in high-traffic areas by conservative think tank Unleash Prosperity. Its founder, former Trump economic advisor Steve Moore, saying this to Fox News Digital.
New York has lost 2 million people over the last decade. New Jersey has lost almost 500,000 people. You're losing your most precious resource in New Jersey and New York. And you know what that precious resource is? Your people, your citizens, your businesses.
The signs are expected to be left up until November 19th.
Okay, so while this is going on with New York City, now remember, guys, when I was on, Jubilee, and I said, I hope Mamdani wins because we need a case study, you realize there's multiple stories of what could be happening with this. If Mamdani wins, Stefanik could be the governor in 2026. There are some, Tom said this, I think, on last Friday's podcast. But while that's going on, you know what else could happen? If Mamdani wins, midterms could be good for Republicans because they'll have a case study of something to show for. If Mamdani wins, the budget for New York, you know how massive the federal budget for New York is? Gigantic. Guess who they need for that? A guy named Donald J. Trump. So you know who could be running New York City within a year if Mamdani wins? A guy named Donald J. Trump. And imagine if Mamdani wins, Mamdani could be the reason that the hero of New York City could be Trump, because New Yorkers will be begging for Donald Trump to come and show up and save them. And don't you think a man who made his billions in New York City would love nothing more for New Yorkers to beg, let me say it again, B-E-G, to beg, please come save us. Please come save us from this madness. However, while this is going on, Mamdani had an emotional moment, folks. So let's not get it twisted. Some serious stuff here, okay, about his aunt. Because when 9/11 happened, listen, I just get some, guys, if you're watching this right now, you're in the car, if you want to pull over, get some napkin or tissue, do so, because you may need it. Rob, go ahead and play this clip. Go ahead.
I want to use this moment to speak to the Muslims of New York City.
Work it up.
Tom,
Work it up.
I can't.
I want to speak to the memory of my aunt. Who stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab.
You got to respect it, though. I mean, there's a bunch of you got to respect this, Vinny. So, how do you feel about this emotional moment that he had?
I don't know if I could.
Tom, I'll give you a moment. Tom, your thoughts on this?
Vinny's going to reel this in because he did some research on this, but there is more than one report coming out about the life and times.
This is his aunt?
Tom, Masuma Mamdani.
Of his aunt.
She didn't take the subway allegedly on 9/11 because she didn't live in New York City. She was working in Tanzania. Look, that's her profile.
Wait a minute. Tanzania is not one of the 5 boroughs?
No, it's not, Tom. It used to be, but it's not anymore. And by the way, they're going to change. By the way, look at how the rhetoric is going to change. They're not going to harp on it, guys. Nobody is going to care. Nobody fact checks that side, and it doesn't make, he's going to say, oh, I don't mean my auntie. It's going to come out like, no, I meant like my auntie, like not like that.
My other auntie.
Yeah, but what he forgets to admit is 9/11, all right? How many Muslim terrorists, you're worrying about hijab, flew planes into the World Trade and killed 30-some hundred United States American citizens. Okay, he's pandering. Like, that's all the left has been doing is pandering. Did you see AOC at the thing? She did like 5 different accents. And do you guys notice the trend? Biden was kind of doing it. Kamala does it. AOC does it. Newsom does it, and nobody of that race ever says anything. Guys,
Obama does it. He'll do speeches. Suddenly, he's dropping his R's.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa, no, seriously.
No, he's being serious.
You can hear it.
And by
What
the
do you
way,
mean dropping his
And
R's?
notice this, Pat. You notice that the Knicks told him not to use their logo thing, but look at the writing that he used. Like, they're still using on the podium. It's still obviously the Knicks colors and the font. Please tell, what is going to make you guys want to vote for this type of stuff? Can we play that clip of her? Of AOC?
Yeah, go for it.
This city was built by the Irish escaping famine, Italians fleeing fascism, Jews escaping Holocaust, Black Americans fleeing slavery and Jim Crow, Latinos seeking a better life, Native people standing for themselves, Asian Americans coming together in Queens, in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, in Manhattan.
Look, bro, who is this? Look at the people in the back. Nobody even knows what she's saying.
You can say whatever you want. She's a Democratic presidential candidate right there.
For sure. Absolutely.
I hope you're ready for it.
Oh, absolutely.
You're going to hear that a lot more often.
Oh, my God. And but who's paying attention? When she started talking about black people, she's being like the preacher from Coming to America. And then what drives me crazy is when they go Latinos, they got to add that. It's like, bro, just please be yourself if you even know who that person is. It drives me crazy.
And just yelling,
What is that, Rob? What is this?
This is the logo that the Mamdani campaign is using, that the New York Knicks actually issued them a request to stop using because they did not have the right to use the Knicks logo.
Yeah, so New York City, this is New York Knicks threatening legal action against them, right?
Yeah, and they said we don't, and even they said, Pat, they go, we don't endorse you. Don't use our thing. And
Nick said that?
The Knicks said that in a tweet.
But it's over. They create the affinity. They create the affinity ad. It looks like it. Then they get a cease and desist. But the election's here. They know what they're doing.
If they've issued a cease and desist letter to Mayor Zohran Mamdani over his use of the logo, the NBA Giants are also made it clear they do not endorse the Democrat front runner and threaten to pursue all legal remedies to enforce our rights. Mamdani is the current favorite to become New York City's mayor. He is locked in a bitter tight fight with independent Andrew Cuomo and Republican Curtis Lewa. On Wednesday night during New York's season opener, the Democratic candidate aired an advertisement that featured the team's orange and blue logo with Knicks replaced by Zohran. The advert also appeared on his campaign social media account along the caption, "This is our year, this is our town." But according to the New York Post, Mamdani pulled the advert on Friday after receiving a letter from the team which said it was likely to mislead the public connected with the Knicks. In the letter, as reported by Post, the NBA Giants also reportedly demanded Mamdani's team remove any of the Knicks' intellectual property from its campaign. Adam, thoughts?
Well, it's good to see that the Knicks and the NBA have actually had a backbone and stood up for something between all the social justice movement that they put out there during the bubble. And obviously, we've seen the betting scandal that's going on there. We've seen the China globalization and the shoes that are made by little people with little fingers in China. Good to see that they stand for something, and they will say, we'll put our foot down against anti-American Hamas sympathizers, Zohran Mamdani. But in my opinion, it's all going to be a little too late, because the Mamdani effect has come into effect, and there's going to be some good and some bad from this. My opinion is the bad is going to be what's going to happen in New York. This guy's promised free everything, free this, free that, free that. Someone's going to pay for it. And we can go to that story about the billboards and we can discuss that. However, the Republicans, there's a silver lining in this, because now you're going to have a poster child on a national scale of who the Democratic Party is at this point. The Democratic Party, which I used to be proudly a part of, is now home to anti-American, Hamas sympathizing, woke, what is a woman extremists. And that's unfortunately what it is. Caroline Levitt said it the other day. She said the Democratic Party is now Hamas sympathizers and open border illegal immigrants, that whole clip that she did. And she's not wrong. That's the problem. I would love to see the Democratic brand get back to normal. Talk about the economy, talk about the average working person. There's a stat out there, I'll try to find it, about how the average working person, the average person in America, they've so disenfranchised from the Democratic Party. It's all college-educated elites. And unfortunately, this is what New York City is at this point. By the way, as far as data goes, we talked about at the top of the segment, the billboards warn New York, New Jersey residents are moving out en masse. I've been seeing this for years. Born and raised in Miami, people always ask, this is the same conversation I always have. They go, hey, so where are you from? I go, yeah, from Miami. They go, well, like, where are you from? Like, Miami. But like, where were you born and raised? Miami. They're like, what? People are from Miami? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, where are you from? They're like, yeah, Miami. But like, where are you from? I'm like, well, I'm from Jersey. I've been here 7 years. I'm like, so you're from Jersey?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're from Jersey. I can't tell you how many people I meet. It's like real estate agents, OnlyFans girls, club promoters, and New York or New Jerseys. That's in Miami.
Yep.
Like, take a guess of who's who. But is this the Caroline Levin clip?
Yeah.
All right. This is the Democratic Party, unfortunately, at this point.
Proved that the Democrat Party's main constituency are made up of Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals. That is who the Democrat Party is catering to, not the Trump administration and not the White House and not the Republican Party, who is standing up for law-abiding Americans, not just across the country, but around the world. And that's
the most important thing that she said there was that's who they are catering to. I'm not saying that that's who they are made up of. That's who they're pandering to, and that's the problem.
But Pat, who's like, if you take a second, it's the socialist, communists, it's Bernie Sanders, AOC, and him. And what else do you have to choose from? Gavin Newsom, bro, or J.B. Pritzker. It's like these guys have a horrible...
Which we'll get to.
Yeah.
Let's stay on New York City.
sorry.
We will get to that. But when you're looking at this with New York City, Hakeem Jeffries comes out and endorses Mamdani ahead of early voting. Okay, and here's Hakeem Jeffries. Go ahead, Rob.
Leader, why are you backing Mamdani in the mayor's race?
Well, he's a Democratic nominee, and as he's indicated, he is relentlessly focused on the affordability of everyday New Yorkers. Of course, we know that affordability is a big concern in the city of New York, but also across this great state.
You can pause it. So he endorses him. And meanwhile, you see this other story. Over 25% of New Yorkers consider fleeing if Mamdani is elected mayor. Okay? 25%.
Wow. Of just regular everybody, average person.
Let me read it to you. An incredible 26.5% of New York City residents considering fleeing the city if the Democrat communist Islamist Zohran Mamdani wins next month's mayoral race. This is a Breitbart story. And yes, he is going to win the mayoral race, is what the story says. And as I will explain below, he wants those 26.5% to relocate out of the city. When asked, would you consider moving out of New York City if Mamdani is elected mayor? 26.5% said yes, while 68.4% said no. Only 5.2% were undecided. However, Mamdani's approval rating averages out to 2,996 on a scale of 1 out of 5, which is not great, but it still beats Governor Cuomo's 2.4 and Republican candidate Curtis Sliwa. The poll also found that 39% of respondents believe Mamdani is a threat to the future of the city. No shit. Polling internals were not provided, including the number of residents polled or the margin of error. Mamdani and his fellow Democrats want those 26.5% of New York City residents to flee. Righting America of normal people is one of the primary goals of the Democratic Party, and this starts with Democrats run cities like San Francisco, Chicago, Charlotte, LA, Portland, Minneapolis by deliberately using violent crime, high tax, and overregulation to make life intolerable for normal people. Democrats can. Okay, so this is that story, right? So, Tom, do you actually think if Mamdani wins, I don't know if there's going to be 26.5%. Do you actually think people are going to leave New York City? And if your answer is yes, will it be worse than it was during COVID?
Yes, and it will be worse than COVID. And I was telling you, I was sorry for that really fast riff. You said it was 2 minutes. I think it was 30 seconds, but it probably felt like 2 minutes. I apologize. It's
all good.
But that really happened yesterday. The very nice guy and appeared to be his wife, with a realtor, and they were seeing a house down the street. They were walking down the street. I happened to be in the front yard, and they said hi, and they're from New York. They're from New York, and they work in, guess what, financial services, and they work for a company that very, very well, who is now going to have a lot of their regional people in an office in West Palm Beach. And they asked about the school. They asked about things. So Exhibit A walked right in front of my house. Wow. Normal-looking people looking at houses here in the Fort Lauderdale area. So number one, I think, yes. But number two, the other part that you read in that story, I think is exactly correct. They don't mind if a bunch of people flee because fleeing people tends to bring housing costs down a little bit, number one. But number two, it also removes voters, and it gives them a higher probability of having a permanent majority and a permanent control of those cities. And they see the cities, just like little Mogadishu in Minnesota, they see these cities as footholds to move forward on the globalist Marxist agenda, and that's what it is. Sure. Call it socialist, but it's deeper than that. It's globalist Marxist. And, that's my 2 cents. That's what I think. And I think it's really happening. And I don't think it's speculation. I think we're seeing it, but more than COVID.
This would be the Islamist, socialist, jihadist, green and red combination. This would be their biggest win ever. London, and we see what's going on in the UK. We've seen what's going on in certain cities all America. New York City, about to be a socialist Islamist mayor. Hope you guys are ready for it. PBD, let me ask your opinion, because I remember you when you left LA and you wrote that love letter to California, and then I think it was Governor Perry, Rick Perry, who recruited you.
Yep.
We talk about so much about the people moving, citizens moving. What about companies? What about corporations? Walk us through the mindset of when you're about to leave a blue city, blue state, and you go to a red state like a Texas or a Florida, what have you, what you're looking at.
All you need is one big player to move. That's all you need. In Silicon Valley, who moved out to Austin? Elon Musk. How big of a name was he? The biggest. Okay. Who left California, who was the biggest podcaster in the world? Joe Rogan. Where did he go to? Austin.
Went to
Red
Austin.
State, right? Okay. Who was the biggest player in Chicago, business owner, who moved to Miami? What's his name? Ken Griffin.
Yeah.
I was at a meeting at Goldman Sachs in Chicago, and all these billionaires were talking, and guess whose name came up 50 times?
Ooh.
Ken Griffin.
Oh, wow.
That he left the
Citadel,
city.
right?
They're like, oh, my God, Ken Griffin left, Ken Griffin left, Ken Griffin left. So with New York City, you're going to have to watch to see what happens then, because if business owners are sitting there thinking to themselves, why would I move here? Remember, London was the financial capital of the world for about 100 years.
Yeah.
New York's been the financial capital of the world since 1925.
Yeah, for the last 100 years.
Last 100 years. And people, we'll never lose it. No. London said it, everybody said it, and they lost it. And you're next New York City, and it's coming to the city near you. Yep. And they're going to go to a different place, just so you know that. There's a reason why Texas is building their own stock market, right? Their own, what is it called, Texas?
Exchange.
Texas Exchange. Why do you think they're doing it? They're sitting here looking and saying, what the hell is going on? Right now, Goldman Sachs is building their biggest headquarters, I think second biggest headquarters, maybe even the biggest headquarters outside of New York City. You know where they're building it? Dallas, Texas.
Oh, really?
Why do you think they're doing it? Because it's a red state. It's less regulation. They're trying to get away to see what's going on. Slowly. Go right now. Rob, can you type in Goldman Sachs building a big headquarters in Dallas? Can you type in Goldman Sachs building headquarters in Dallas? Okay, I've been to their headquarters in New York. It's gigantic, okay? It's massive. But what the Goldman Sachs New Dallas campus will look like, apparently it's supposed to be as big as New York City's, if not bigger, 800,000 square foot campus. New York City's countries. Can you see how big is the New York City one? If this is 800,000 square feet, how big is Goldman Sachs in New York City? Goldman Sachs New York City campus. Let's see how big the square footage is. 2.1 million square feet. They're doing it in 800,000 square feet, so maybe not as big as it, but they're moving away from New York. You can't leave overnight. And when Mamdani gets in, here's the other part. What the hell can he do anyways? Here's the last thing by Cuomo on what Cuomo said that Mamdani is doing, Rob. If you got that one clip with Cuomo saying certain things about how he's treating offending Jews, Italians, blacks. Go ahead, Rob.
Zohran is an actor.
That's true.
And his entire campaign has been theatrics. Now, literally, his mother is a noted film director. He was a rapper, actor, and he has produced great videos. But it is all an act. It is all an act. Today he's playing the victim, but in reality he is the offender. He has talked about religious beliefs and how New Yorkers treat people of different religious beliefs. Well, what he has done
that's also a challenge.
So offended the Jewish community.
Can I say one?
This is a problem.
Oh, but you ready for this? Well, as you guys were talking about it, and it's so awesome that you played this. In a recent mayoral primary New York City poll, likely Jewish Democratic voters conducted by the Honan Strategy Group for Fund, that approximately 20% of Jewish people plan to support Mamdani. How can you, as a Jewish person, support that guy? And I'm just confused. I wanted to ask you guys, Adam, just in general, what makes this guy? What is he pitching, Tom? Is it just the free crap? Is it the same crap that Obama did when he's like, people were like, remember the videos where you saw people going, he's going to pay my rent. He's going to give me a free cell phone. What is going on?
I'll explain, because
explain it to me, please. I'm so lost.
Some people, when you lose faith in God and God is removed from society, something's going to fill that gap. And a lot of times a government or your political affiliation will. So just because you're Jewish doesn't mean that you are a strong believer in God. There's a lot of Jewish atheists out there. So there's a lot of Jewish leftists out there. Bernie Sanders is one of them. George Soros is one of them. Prime example. These people are not God-fearing. They're not going to temple. They're not going to church. They don't believe in a higher power necessarily. They believe in the government. So there's a lot of far-left Jewish liberals who I think, some of them are friends of mine, but they are so off base. Just like there are people who were Christian and no longer believe in God.
I get it. There's Christians voting for him too.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a lot.
So it's not just it's not monotheistic.
Right,
Here's the thing I'll say about this: the challenge that Cuomo is going to have is that he is an actor, but he's authentically fake. Because you know how they say that Trump people vote for him because they don't take him seriously. They take what his objective is seriously, but don't take the words he's saying seriously. The people in New York City, they know what Mamdani's about. They know that he's lying. They know that he's a faker.
44 minutes.
But they think he's authentic.
I got you. Let's go to the next story. Okay. So Canada, U.S. Here's what's going on. Trump announces 10% tariff hike on Canada as fury over hostile act Reagan ad reaches boiling point. And this leads to Canada also talking to another country about what's going on. So here you go. President Trump escalated the trade war Canada on Saturday, announcing a 10% hike on, what is that sound, Rob?
Sorry, it's our timer.
Yeah. 10% hike on tariffs over blasting Ontario's anti-tariff ad campaign as fraudulent and accusing the U.S. neighbor of misusing Ronald Reagan's legacy. Canada has been caught red-handed using the selective audio and video. We played this of Reagan's 87 radio in an ad. The president wrote on Truth Social claiming the move was, okay, let me read this. Canada was caught. Did we read this last week, Rob, or is this a new one?
No, this was over the course of the weekend because at the bottom he announces a 10% tariff.
Okay, Canada was caught red-handed, putting up a fraudulent advertisement on Reagan's speech on tariffs, and Reagan Foundation said that they created an ad campaign using selective audio and video. President Ronald Reagan ad misrepresents the presidential's radio address and did not seek nor receive permission. The Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation Institute of So, Supreme Court of tariffs have used for years to hurt the United States. Now the United States is able to defend itself against high and overbearing Canadian tariffs and those from the rest of the world. Ronald Reagan loved tariffs for purpose of national security and economy, but Canada said he didn't. Their advertisement was to be taken down immediately, but they let it run last night during the World Series. He's right. Knowing that it was a fraud because of this serious misrepresentation of the fact and hostile act, I am increasing the tariffs on Canada by over 10%. So that takes place. When that takes place, what does Canada announce? Canada says they are creating a strategic partnership with China as Trump cuts trade talks. Okay. China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi, also a member of the Political Bureau of Communist Party of China Central Committee, met with Canadian Foreign Minister Anita Anat in Ottawa on Friday to celebrate the 20-year anniversary of Canada and China's strategic partnership agreement and 55 years of diplomatic ties between the two countries. Anat hailed Communist China as a valuable strategic partner and dramatic turnaround from years of tense relations between Ottawa and Beijing, necessitated by Canada's deteriorating relationship with the U.S. Anand told the Canadian press that the key to building a better relationship with China was going beyond allowing individual irritants to strengthen the entire relationship and permitting Canada to advance its economic and security interests. Tom, thoughts?
Check this out. This is spin at its best. Because did you notice the Chinese coming to a microphone, raising their fists and saying, "Go Leafs, go Maple Leafs"? I don't recall that. They didn't. This visit apparently had been scheduled 6 months ago because it was the 20th anniversary of a strategic partnership. But you notice what was missing from the story? Any quotes from the leadership in China. You know why? Because they were busy meeting with the real dog. And that is, they were busy meeting with U.S. representatives. And the big dog in the room is the USA. And so Canada here is trying to say, well, you're upset with us and you're putting those more tariffs on us. You know, we've got the strategic partnership. Yeah, we know. You've had 20 years. You've had this minor strategic partnership with Canada, and now you're touting it on something that was scheduled 6 months ago, that you're using the timing of it to make it think you're counterpunching. But you know what? It didn't work. It's not going to work. This is Canada trying to kind of hit back on this, but it's kind of a lame hit back because this thing is just being used. And you notice you don't see the Chinese going out there going, "Yo." You don't. Yeah, they were kind of quiet.
What is this, Rob?
This was a tweet that was posted over the course of the weekend. This is from the previous Canadian debates where Carney says that China is Canada's biggest security threat.
Play it.
Mr. Speaker, last election, during the debate, the Prime Minister was asked to name the biggest threat to the security of Canada. He answered in one word: China. And now the Foreign Affairs Minister is talking about a strategic partnership with Beijing, including security. These two things seem contradictory. Can the Minister reconcile these two things, or is this another example of the Prime Minister saying one thing during the election and doing another after?
Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. Mic drop, homie. Mic drop, eh?
Yep.
Receipts.
Mr. Speaker, I appreciate the question of my honourable colleague. Let me reiterate that the public safety and security of Canadians, regardless of the time and place, is always top of mind for our government, including in our diplomatic relationships. At the same time, Canada will continue to become the strongest economy in the G7. And the way we do that, Mr. Speaker, is to diversify our supply chains while making sure we protect our citizens at home. Thank you.
That wasn't a good mic drop. She didn't drop the mic. She held on to the mic right there.
Tom.
I love how a country that is roughly the size of California in terms of population and influence, steps out and says, and someday we're going to be the biggest of the G7. This is a woman that runs around without a spreadsheet, apparently, as far as I could tell. That's my opinion, at least. But it's a horrible conflict, and it was a bad look. They already were saying this in their parliament. They had this thing there, and so they used the 20-year thing to get after Trump after Trump says, "I'm really pissed off about your ad." By the way, the ad was run by Ontario, and Manitoba and Alberta are the Texas, basically, of Canada. And you can go and you can find these little bits from the rest of Canada that said, hey, you know what? That's Ontario running that ad. I don't know if that speaks for everybody.
And I know where me and you stand. Tom, your Dodgers better not let a Canadian team beat us in the world. I'm just telling you, because that first game, I already know where he was at. You guys, I don't know if you know, people email, fax, do a text. You guys better win the freaking World Series. I'm just telling you right now.
Best hitting team in baseball. We got to shut them down. And Vlad is having a playoffs.
I will lose my mind if Toronto wins.
I just think what's going on in Canada right now is very interesting. It's kind of like a relationship where they've had this relationship with the United States. The United States is, let's say the man in the relationship in Canada is like, oh, that's right. If you don't treat me better, I'm going to leave you. And he's like, listen, I'm telling you, this is the rules. You got to, this is you get to live here for free. I'm taking care of you. I'm paying the bills, but there's going to be some rules in this house. And Canada's like, no, I'm going to show you. I'm going to run off and date your enemy, China. And you're like, all right, bro. Like, if you want to go date China, good luck with that. And I'm going to show you. And now they're dating China. And then they realize, why the hell are we dating China now? What? This communist government that we've been sort of like pandering to for a while, this relationship, now you're going to break up with the United States and go hang out with China? It doesn't make sense to me. And now, as much as you Canadians may dislike Trump or hate Trump, believe me, you should fear China way more than the United States. China does not have your best interests in mind. China would love to date Canada and dangle it in America's face. By the way, speaking of who's dating who these days, do you hear who Justin Trudeau is dating?
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry. You see about that? This is like breaking news. I guess I thought she was still married to Orlando Bloom.
Is this it?
Yeah, this is it right here. Wow. Very interesting. I didn't see that one coming.
It doesn't make any sense.
Well, it does.
Actually, it does, though.
It
because
does.
Are you like a hardcore socialist dating a hardcore liberal?
I mean,
this fully makes sense.
Yeah,
you know his mom dated.
Makes
seriously, his mom dated the Rolling Stones. She dated Mick and Keith,
and
over the course
Fidel, we'll see.
over the course of a summer, she literally disappeared and was on the road with them long before instant 24-hour news cycle and the internet and everything like that. But Margaret Trudeau took off one summer and toured with the Rolling Stones. It's a fact.
Margaret Trudeau, the mother of Justin Trudeau, was associated with the members of Rolling Stone, particularly Ronnie Wood and Mick Jagger. While the details are spare,
she was a groupie.
She was known as a party to the party with the band and sometimes associated with them during the touring
All
years.
bands need good groupies.
And how many hundred pictures were taken at Studio 54 with her?
Ooh,
tons of them.
Well, she was just helping out. She was like
she was partying. She was absolutely partying. There used to be a Canadian joke. You know what the Canadian joke was?
What's that?
Remember, she was married to
that's her?
Pierre Trudeau.
To Pierre Trudeau. Yeah, there we go. First Lady of Canada, hanging out. And it was, hey, did you hear what Pierre did this summer? He built a patio. Yeah. He bought a bunch of lumber and Margaret laid the stones. That was this Canadian joke back from the late 70s.
But do you think the Castro thing happened, Tom?
Half of Canada thinks it happened.
Oh,
really?
Well, remember,
yeah.
I mean, you've seen those
If
stories.
the
numbers don't lumber
let me
Pat.
tell you, half of Canada believes. I mean, do a poll. Rob, do a poll. Say, if you are from Canada and you know and have read all
Tom,
this years.
Run a poll, not do a poll.
Do a poll.
It's just, Rob, can you run a poll?
I know it's
with
run a poll, do a
podcast?
line. I always get confused.
Whoa.
Yeah, but you,
Tom.
So
But,
okay.
So Justin Trudeau, I didn't realize that he was dating Katy Perry. That's actually big news. It's so typical for like a weak, woke, progressive man to date a strong, independent, feel my roar woman. Like Justin Trudeau makes Orlando Bloom look like Rambo. Like that's where she's at these days. Good for her.
I love her.
No,
All right. Awesome. I don't know. So quite honestly, I really could care less.
Yeah.
Whoever he wants to date, go for him. But to be honest with you, he's done with politics. Now he gets to go and do his thing. You know who's jealous probably of him? Guy named Barack. He's probably jealous.
Barack Obama?
I'd love to go date my Katy Perry next.
Yep.
Well,
I'd love
Justin
to go
Trudeau
date my
came in
Jennifer
as like
Aniston.
the savior of Canada, ruined Canada. They're like completely slipping, and then he just goes out and dates a Hollywood music
Look at this guy's hair, huh?
singer, and then boom, there it is.
Yeah.
He's out.
All right, let's go to the next story.
Thank you for your service.
Let's go to the next story. Okay. China, Russia are using asymmetric advantage, unleash sex warfare to seduce U.S. tech execs and steal secrets. Tom, what is this all about, Tom? I'm going to read. I'm going to come to you guys. Let's go through this here. Very, very interesting here on what's going on. Page 15, okay? Folks, if you want to know what I'm looking at, go to Connect Circle, download the app, go to the Circle. You'll get the same exact notes I have for free. Rob posted them so you can see through it. Okay. China and Russia have deployed attractive women to the United States to seduce unwitting Silicon Valley tech executives as part of a sex warfare operation aiming at stealing American technology secrets, according to a report. Industry insiders told the Times of London that they have been approached by would-be honeypots, some of whom have been even managed to ensnare their targets by marrying them and having children. Chinese and Russian agents are also using social media startup competitions and venture capital investments to infiltrate the heart of America's tech industry. The report said, I'm getting an enormous number of very sophisticated LinkedIn requests from the same type of attractive young Chinese woman. James Mulvenin, Chief Intelligence Officer at risk management firm Pamir Consulting, told the Times it's really seems to have ramped up recently. A former U.S. counterintelligence official who now works for Silicon Valley startups told the Times that he secretly investigated one case of a beautiful Russian woman who worked at a U.S.-based aerospace company where she met an American colleague whom she eventually married. According to the former counterintelligence officer, the woman in question attended a modeling academy when she was in her 20s. Afterwards, she was enrolled in a Russian soft power school before she fell off the radar for a decade, only to reemerge in the U.S. as an expert in cryptocurrency. But she doesn't stay in crypto, the ex-official said. She's trying to get into the heights of military space innovation community. The husband's totally oblivious. Adam.
Oh, man. Tom, you want to take this one first? I thought you want to say something.
No,
Go ahead.
you know what? Let me toss it to you with this.
Toss it.
Says, we take you now to our correspondent, Eric Swalwell, to explain how this could happen.
Fang.
Yeah. Well, listen, everyone has an Achilles heel, right? So for some people it's money, for some people it's power, for people it's women, some people it's drugs, alcohol, whatever it is. It's no secret that you have these like Silicon Valley tech nerds that have maybe never had beautiful women approaching them, and they don't realize that they're a mark. Now, as much as it's happening in Silicon Valley with Chinese women and Russian women, if you've ever been to Miami, if you've ever thought that you're just sitting in a bar and two beautiful Russian women are like, hey, what's going on? We've heard stories after stories after stories of them putting something in someone's drink, and the next thing you know, something happens. Or in Miami, they have something called BBLs. You know what that is? Big booty Latinas. They show up, and all of a sudden, the guys don't know what to do with their money. I've seen it time and time again. These young tech entrepreneurs, they make their money. They're grinding. They're working 100-hour weeks. They make millions of dollars. Now they're 32 years old. They've never had interaction with women, and the most gorgeous women you've ever seen, from Colombia, from Venezuela, from Russia, from China, all of a sudden they're like, hola papi, ¿qué pasó? They don't know what to do. And all of a sudden, here's my money, here's my cards, whether that's intentional or unintentional. And you need to be very careful if you're out there, if you've never been around these types of women. And all of a sudden, when you're a celebrity or you have money or you've built this big company and all these incredible looking women show up and they start asking you, hey, what's going on? You need to be very incredulous and very careful with how you operate, because a lot of times they're going to honeypot you.
How do you handle them when they approach you?
You say, hola, no me hablo inglés, no tengo dinero.
What if she's Russian?
Yo soy un pobrecito.
What if she's like, I have crush, I said you on PBD, then what? You don't speak Russian.
You run very fast.
But Tom made a great point. And remember, so
fall for this.
Christine Fang, also known as Fang, she was a Chinese national. She came to the U.S. in 2011 as a student in California. She became active in politics, and then between 2011 and 15, she built connections with several political figures, one of them being Eric Swalwell, by fundraising and volunteering. U.S. intelligence later suspected she was part of a Chinese influence operation to cultivate future political figures in our government. And
wow.
And if you
what
think
a
about
shock.
it, and how many more videos, Matt, how many videos every week do we have to see by our freaking friend from Project Veritas?
James O'Keefe. That's our guy.
Of men, if a guy sees a beautiful girl, he's spilling the beat. No, but the majority of the time, it's women who are just like, so tell me anything. And they spill the freaking beans. And these guys are giving out, I'm talking about DOJ guys, everybody, the list goes on. And I think this operation is very, very real, and it works. It works.
You know what it's called? It's called sex warfare. They said that in the article right there. Listen, men are susceptible to this.
Oh.
And by the way, you don't think the United States does it to other countries? You don't think that we're doing it?
Oh, for sure.
You think we're doing it?
Oh.
You think we're doing it?
I think we should be doing it if we're not doing it. You don't think the CIA is using attractive women?
But I think a blonde girl will still. Yeah, but you know what? He might be right, because a blonde girl sitting around in China just. I don't even think
maybe not necessarily in China, but you have to kind of blend in. It's like, like the black guy that went to Iran and got caught immediately. Like, what are you doing here?
Tyrone.
You don't think the United Pat, with all the CIA stuff you've talked about, all the people, the FBI, you don't think that they're using attractive women to honeypot other people in other countries?
But we're a melting pot here. Like, you'd stick out like a sore thumb if
in
you were
other
a girl
countries, you don't think we're doing
else.
something like that?
I don't know.
You don't think we have like female James Bonds?
Hear me out. Like, for example, like, let's just say a team is known for pitching, or a team is known for, certain things. Okay, that's their MO, right? We're not known for that. Russia's known for that. Okay, just go watch a movie, Red Sparrow. Have you ever seen Red Sparrow?
I don't think so.
Have you seen it, Rob?
Yeah.
Have you seen Red Sparrow?
I just popped it
What
right
a
here.
great movie.
It was an incredible movie. Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
wow.
you've never seen it, she crushes it in this movie.
Give me the premise.
I'm not going to give you the premise.
Just the premise. I'm not saying the
Look
movie
right there.
ending.
She's
The premise is a school doing what we're talking about.
Exactly what you're talking about, training them to do this work.
I love her.
So if you know some people, they're hiring. But I'm just saying, like, it is a place where they actually train up girls to go do what you're thinking about.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let me just publicly
I
say.
just don't know if America's known for this.
I want
don't think we're known
to talk
for it,
about
but
the
that's-
defense. Maybe you show me your missile.
We just bomb you.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what we
That's
do.
true.
We don't play
Jennifer
games.
Lawrence, by the way, if your next movie, The Red Sparrow 2, if you needed like an acting partner
Got you.
to help you out, I got you.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
It's fantastic.
But
Yeah.
that is true. The Eric Swalwell effect. I mean, that's famously what he's known for, right?
Fang Fang.
He got
Fang Fang.
All right, let me
He
get
got
to-
compromised, and he's still.
How prevalent do you think this is, PBD? Very rich, successful men, politicians, tech entrepreneurs that are getting approached by women.
Let me tell you,
Yeah, let me hear it.
it's a very smart move. Look, when you go into politics and you're playing at the highest level and you're working intelligence, like intel, when I had Bustamante here, Andrew Bustamante, he said the CIA used to be strong before the 60s. It changed after the 60s. They started getting a little too careful. They stopped doing what they used to do. They stopped because there needs to be an organization that's checking on our enemies, abroad. That's, you're playing in the gray area, and you have to be comfortable being in the gray. And to manage gray and to be in gray, it's not everybody's job. It's just not. So if I'm running a group and I'm allowed to listen, and the enemies are targeted, we're gonna use some very creative methods. And trust me, this is probably one of the most least creative ways of doing it. This is common sense way that you should use women to do something like this.
Are you saying that the U.S.
Americans
intelligence
do
community
it
is
in lobbying? Lobbying have been compromising executives of other companies, and lobbyists have been doing it in America for a long time. If you saw Godfather 2, you have an example of how a government senator got compromised by the mob.
Yep. All right, talking about the mob, Tom, let's talk about the NBA, okay, which I think is a perfect transition because former Gambino mob boss Sammy the Bull Gravano reveals the truth behind NBA's betting scandal, okay? Sammy the Bull, which, by the way,
He knows a thing or two.
some of you guys, if you didn't watch the Mafia States of America, we're about to make a massive announcement here soon with Mafia States of America, which is going to be great. So the shocking indictment that undercovered high-stakes gambling allegedly rigged by NBA players and several families in the Mafia could just be the beginning, said a former underboss. Federal officials said the NBA star Terry Rozier and Portland Trail Blazer coach Chauncey Billups allegedly were used. Sammy the Bull Gravano told the Daily Mail the federal takedown could spell big trouble for Mafia muscle who allegedly helped organize poker games across the country and use insider information to influence the outcome of the games, sports bet. Obviously, the guys who lost and had the money, they didn't bother them, Gravano said. It's the guys who lost and didn't have enough, and now they don't want to pay back because they feel like they got cheated. And that's when the muscle power comes in. They go after them, they threaten them, they may even hit them, give them a beating or something like that. The indictment that I saw that came down is basically minor about gambling and stuff like that. But if they, got rough with people, that makes it worse. There might be another indictment coming down with people that we haven't even heard of yet. More than 30 defendants have been charged in 2 separate cases related to alleged schemes involving illegal sports betting and rigged poker games backed by Italian mafia families like Cosa Nostra, including the Gambino, Bonanno, Genovese, and the Lucchese crime family. So all this stuff that's going on, now Congress wants to hear from Adam Silver. Rob, is that the clip with Sammy?
It is.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there was a clip because it was in yellow.
I just found the video.
Oh, go for it. Go ahead.
I've been away from the mob for a long time, so I knew them vaguely, and so it didn't shock me any. And that's what they do. They run these games. Now, if they didn't cheat and they didn't do anything, they'd run a game like this, and they got caught. You know, they would cut their big high stakes games. Guys come to the game with 50, 100,000 in their pocket, 200,000. They're playing high stakes. At the end of the night, without cheating or nothing, they could probably pick up just cutting the game and doing the right thing is 20,000, 25,000. They pay to help. They split the money. It's not a big deal. What made it a big deal is the violence and the sports people who are involved.
Yeah.
And,
you can pause it right there. But let me tell you what's going on and how nasty I think this is going to get. I have a feeling when we had Tim Donahue on the other day, they're saying Congress wants to hear from Adam Silver in the NBA scandal, which makes sense. You think he wants this? He probably doesn't want to deal with this. The NBA commissioner is being called to explain what the league is doing about the arrest of the players, and the request reflects the intensity of the scrutiny of the league following disclosure of sprawl investigation of the authorities that include a leak of insider information about NBA athletes. So let me tell you what's going to be horrible. You know what the biggest fear is right now, Tom? If all of a sudden, you know who their superstar of the last 2 decades is that they're hoping is nothing to do with this? LeBron James.
Oh, for sure.
And let me tell you, who is LeBron James's guy?
Damon Jones.
No. I'm
Matt
talking
Carter?
management.
Lawyer?
Matt
I'm
Carter?
talking management.
Rich Paul?
Okay.
Rich Paul?
I'm talking management. So do you know the story of Matt Carter?
I do. I mean, I know Matt. Why? I mean, maybe I don't know this story. What's the story?
Do you know his gambling story?
Oh, I'm familiar with a little bit of it, yes.
Okay. So Maverick Carter, who is who?
That's LeBron's guy.
That's LeBron's guy, and he's the CEO of Spring Hill Company.
Clutch Sports.
And uninterrupted. Clutch Sports, who is co-founded with who? LeBron James.
LeBron, yeah.
Rob, can you do me a favor? Ask ChatGPT, has Mav Carter had gambling issues in the past before? Yeah. And look how he answers the questions. According to multiple news reports, Mav Carter did admit in November of 2021, this is not a long time ago, okay, that he placed about 20 bets on football and basketball games over the course of a year ranging $5,000 to $10,000. He said he used the services of a bookie named Wayne Nix, who ran an illegal sports betting ring. Carter told investigators he could not recall placing bets on the Lakers, despite his close business association with team star player. Who is that? LeBron James. He was not charged with a crime. The statement from his side said he cooperated with investigators, was not a target, and has not been contacted again in this matter. Why? Well, the NBA can't afford to lose LeBron James, of course. While Carter admitted to the betting, the available public information does not show that he was found guilty of a crime. But what do you mean you do not recall placing a bet on the Lakers or not?
Yeah.
You do not recall. So here's what happens, okay? Here's what happens. Do you think President Trump has a memory where he remembers everybody who called him out?
1,000%.
And do you remember what LeBron called the president once when Steph Curry? A bum.
And he constantly went after him, constantly talked crap about the
administration. He called the president a bum. And do you think if there's any ties, text exchange, email exchange, of Mav Carter asking, Bron, you're going to play tonight, you're not going to play tonight, you think if there's anybody, if you put 10 names of people that know on any given night if LeBron's playing or not, where would this guy rank on that list? He'd be in the top 5
Maverick
list,
Carter?
Right? Yes.
He'd be numero uno.
Oh, then you know.
With Rich Paul, maybe number 2.
So if Mav Carter is number 1 and Rich Paul is 2, and you gamble, you know what this is like? Then Mav Carter's Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
So Mav Carter is Nancy Pelosi because nobody has more insider information than Mav Carter. Shaq, when he's being interviewed, when they're doing Inside the NBA, he told Barkley, we were told at the beginning of the season, whether you know if anybody is playing or not, if any of your friends and family members ask, always say they're playing. Never say they're not playing. We were briefed on this at the beginning of the season. So if there is an ounce of anything on LeBron, do you think Cash and their FBI will go investigating LeBron? And imagine if they do. Think about all the black eyes athletes have had. Black eyes athletes have had. Let's go through them. Pete Rose.
Oh, yeah.
Greatest hitter of all time, 4,300 and something hits. Rob, can you pull up how many hits he had? 4,250, 4,003 something. Number one, nobody's had more hits. I think the number two, Ty Cobb, 4,256. Okay, most hits. Guy played lights out. Did he ever make it into the Hall of Fame while he was alive? No. What was Michael Jordan's? Gambling. What happened there?
Oh, yeah.
Took a year and a half off and play baseball. Who else you got? A-Rod, Palmeiro, McGuire, Sosa. What was that? Steroids. Yep. What's that going to look like, Hall of Fame? FYI, if this goes that direction, none of those things will come as close to this as possible. And guess who will not go in the Hall of Fame? LeBron James.
Wow, you think so?
I don't say I think so.
Yeah. No.
I said if. I know you say no. If they find anything that LeBron participated in helping his boy Mav, who's a gambler.
Admittedly, illegal gambler.
Illegal gambling, admitted, and nothing happened to him. And when that nothing happened to him, that was what year, 2021? Who was president in 2021?
Joe Biden.
Okay?
Auto pen.
That's right. So guess what he cares? That's nothing for him. If they go this route and they go after Trump, and I know you said something about Stephen A. Here's what you got to realize, Vinny, about Stephen A. My thoughts on also Stephen A. I haven't told this to Stephen A. Is who hates Stephen A?
LeBron James.
Who tried to destroy Stephen A's career?
Yeah,
LeBron James.
Who tried to make sure Stephen A never got a job? LeBron. Who hated the fact that he got the contract?
LeBron.
Who knows all those additional phone calls that were made behind closed doors? Who goes on Pat McAfee, who is the show after Stephen A, and drops the bomb on Stephen A, talks shit about him? Who did that? LeBron did. You don't think deep down inside Stephen A is kind of rooting for Trump? Did you understand what I just went? You don't think it's like, hey, man, listen.
Come on.
I know some stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Go Trump.
I think I know some stuff. I don't think he'll do it. But let me tell you, you know who is the one guy that I guarantee knows 90% of the stuff, 95% of the stuff that's going on here? It's Stephen A. I'm telling you right now. So Stephen A knows a lot of stuff.
Of course.
So this is the point. And by the way, Stephen A is going to watch this. We haven't had a conversation about this. I'm telling you what I'm thinking about, okay? We're gonna have the conversation. I totally get it. I'm telling you what I think is going on here. Meaning, I think in this area, if there's anybody in the NBA who are commentators who knows the true character of LeBron, it's one guy. Stephen A. Smith knows him. Mm-hmm. He knows him. So, I don't know. I think there's an element of if there's a guy that they go after that is immediate ties to LeBron is Mav Carter. If they get Mav Carter guilty by association, they get LeBron. If this happens, they keep LeBron out of Hall of Fame. Holy shit. By the way, do you know in the history of the NBA who's been kept out of the Hall of Fame? Nobody.
I was just going to say, I don't
It's baseball that you're kept out of the Hall of Fame, not in basketball. You don't think these guys do steroids? You don't think they do growth hormone? You don't think they do GH? You don't think they do all this other stuff? What do you think? Like, you don't think they're, putting stuff in their body? Of course not.
They're playing every night.
There's never been a single person in the history of the NBA that's been banned from the Hall of Fame, and LeBron could be the first.
Oh, wow.
By the way, I'm not rooting for this. And let me tell you why I'm not rooting for this. The guy's a good father. I see how he's with his kids. He's with his wife. He says, I don't know what I would do without my wife. He's actually a good family guy. Yeah. But the way he went after Trump, calling him a bum and constantly mocking him as the face of the league. LeBron, Kobe never did that. Jordan never did that. Shaq never. These guys never did that. You did that. And the ratings dropped. And nobody watches it anymore like they used to. It dropped because of you. I'm willing to bet. You know when NBA viewership's going to go up? The day LeBron retires. If I'm a consultant to Adam Silver or anybody else, I would be saying, do whatever you can for this guy to retire. We got to go past the LeBron phase, and viewership will come back up. Unless if the new face of the league is going to say some bullshit like he said as well. But Mav Carter, if there's any ties to him gambling, someone's about to go like this.
Oh, yeah.
Come here. We got to talk to you. We got some questions. Give me your phones. Give me all this. if Mav gets, and by the way, that'll be one of the biggest days, kind of like the day when Giuliani got the 240 mobsters that were all walking out with handcuffs.
Yeah.
Look what he's wearing right there.
Yeah. You think that's on purpose?
No, that is for sure intentional.
He's sending a message.
That is for sure intent. I'm telling you right now. You know what Chauncey's saying? LeBron, you better have my back or else.
Oh, for sure.
Because these guys, Vinny,
You know who Clutch Sports is, though, right?
That's a gambling website.
No. Clutch Sports is LeBron's company. Their company.
Oh, no. That's like a subliminal. That's like
Rich Paul's company is LeBron's company.
Yes, that's Clutch Sports.
There is no Clutch Sports without LeBron.
Correct.
Oh, I thought it was a gambling
So, Adam,
website.
go ahead. Thoughts?
Well, yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. Number one, the mob is back. You know, we thought that organized crime was gone. We thought they were done. But here they are right in front of our face in the NBA gambling phenomenon that has swept the nation here. Ironically enough, we would try to compare Jordan to LeBron. The one thing we've never said about LeBron is that he gambles. And now, one thing you could say about Jordan, you know, whether it was his gambling on the off the court, whether it was the Vegas stuff, whether it was the golfing, you know, in the famous Last Dance thing, they were doing the throwing the money, and then the guy, the dude that went like this, the white guy, that was funny. But here's another thing. Michael Jordan, after he retired, and obviously the Jordan brand, he ended up buying, I think, the Charlotte Hornets for X amount of hundreds of millions of dollars, ended up selling it, 10Xing it, I think, for a couple $1 billion. The whole thing with LeBron, his legacy is cemented. We know that he's arguably the second greatest player of all time. What he wants to do is own an NBA franchise, and ideally it's going to be in what city, PBD? In Vegas.
Yep.
That's his whole thing. So he wants to turn Sin City into Win City, and this might be the one roadblock that he's going to have to deal with. Now, in my opinion, Maverick Carter has not been guilty of anything whatsoever. We'll see what happens there. But has Maverick Carter had a history of gambling? Yeah, he has. But from what I hear, my sources, Maverick Carter is like the brains of the operation. Rich Paul, he's more, you know, on the agent side of things. He's sort of the hustler. But Maverick Carter is not an idiot. He's a smart guy. It would be so stupid to ruin everything you've built for 30 freaking years over some gambling debts. That to me is ridiculous. So if LeBron is implicated whatsoever, you know there's going to be a fall guy. Like your boy Shohei Ohtani, who might end up winning the World Series MVP. What happened with that whole gambling
that
nonsense?
Won't happen. He hasn't played great for World Series yet, but
he has a what?
He's going to be MVP, but not World Series MVP. He's still got work to do. But keep going.
Well,
don't act like you know sports a lot.
Yeah, come on, bro. Already with the NBA.
But what happened with that whole gambling thing?
Yeah.
Everyone thought that was going to be the end of Shohei Ohtani.
That's the right point.
Now the translator
came and
went really fast.
But the point is this.
Why though?
There's going to be a fall guy.
Why though? But watch
They're not going to let LeBron fall.
You made a very good point, but watch this. Why did it come and leave very fast? Why?
Because sports leagues protect their superstars.
But which superstars? It's very technical here. No,
The growing
guys.
superstar.
The growing superstar.
Yeah.
The growing superstar. Not the declining superstar. So now this guy has got 1 or 2 years left. FYI, I'm telling you right now, Tom. When you come up and you kind of mind your own business and you do your own thing, you'll be left alone, right? Look at Michael. How often do you see him on TV?
Never. Now he's coming back.
Look at George Bush, GW. How often do you see him on TV?
Rarely.
How much shit does Bush get? Nothing.
Not enough.
Think about it. No.
Not enough.
I'm telling you, because he's what? He's just gone.
Yeah,
what does Obama do?
Keeps popping up.
Why?
Because he has to. Because he's owned
Bush
by the party.
Every day, I remember Obama would say, "I inherited an administration." Yeah. Bush never said anything.
Yep.
Never said anything. Obama, God forbid, you move something on the Obamacare.
Forget
you
it.
move one thing. Yeah. But in this case, I think there's something there.
What do you think is there?
Well, listen, you don't Cash Patel. Okay. Do you think Chauncey Billups speaks? Do you think if Clutch doesn't protect him, you think Chauncey opens up?
I think Chauncey is going to protect himself. And in my opinion, I could be wrong. I don't think Chauncey. I think he was like a bait for the mafia.
And by the way, amongst those three guys, to me, Chauncey shouldn't have been there. My opinion. I actually like Chauncey a lot.
Shouldn't be gambling, you mean?
No, I don't. I think Chauncey got
caught up.
I think Chauncey got caught up. But do you think Chauncey is dumb?
No.
Do you think the way Chauncey played the game, you think he played because he had a 38-inch vertical leap, or do you think he played the way because he was brilliant?
He's a leader.
He's a leader. He was a captain. He ran the floor, right? So I don't know. I think Chauncey has got a lot of respect and a lot of love from a lot of people in the league. And I don't know if Chauncey and LeBron are on the same team. I don't know. I don't know if they're part of the same camp. I know there's a lot of different factions.
Well, he's wearing that Clutch Sports thing, so there's...
Well, but that's a statement.
Correct.
That's a statement. That's a very different thing you're wearing.
When was that picture taken?
That was when he was coming out of jail.
That is wild. That's the one shirt that he's wearing?
Oh, you haven't seen? Oh, wow. Pull up the video, Rob. Rob, do me a favor. Pull up the video of him walking with the Clutch Sports sweat. So do that same thing, except type in Chauncey Billups walking out of court. Walking out of court. Watch this. Let's see if the video go a little bit lower. No. Not that one. Go a little lower. I want to see the video of him walking. Right there. Watch this. Adam, watch this. This is last week.
The fact that he's I didn't really, I honestly thought it was a gambling upset.
That's wild. Well, it's that NBA head coach Hall of Famer Chauncey Billups.
And what is he wearing?
A Clutch Sports.
Why is he wearing Clutch Sports?
That's Rich Paul's company with LeBron.
You think, by the way, just out of curiosity, what percentage do you give it that it's just purely, because I think there's a percentage that it's coincidental.
5%.
What percent chance do you think it's coincidental?
5%.
I'm with you.
5%.
I think 20% chance is coincidental. Okay, I think 80% is intentional.
Which
okay?
that's where you lean towards.
Think so?
And I bet just to really
He's
fast,
talking without talking.
Guys, I'm telling you, if this, here's the one thing you got to know about Trump. LeBron's either going to have to apologize. You're going to see this. I'm telling you guys right now, my feeling is I know the profile of Trump. I understand that profile very well of a human being. I relate to it. I understand it fully.
Yeah. Can I give you another name?
I know. I trust me.
I'll tell you. LeBron is known for the flop, and he is also turned from one city to another, and I think this is the river.
And I'm telling you right now. And you made a good point. I see being a father.
Bless you.
God bless you. Being a father and good father, to me, Pat, that's a good side. But to me, he's not that good of a dude. Look at all the stuff that with Stephen A. Do you guys remember Mekhi Bryant, who was a black girl who was trying to stab another black girl? A cop shows up, shoots the aggressor, and then LeBron posts a photo of the cop and said, "You're next, #accountability." Yeah. That's calling for violence, and then deletes the post, okay? All the stuff during the George Floyd, all the crap that he talked about the president and all that stuff, I don't think he's that good of a guy. The father part I could understand, but I agree with you. If there is an opening...
Dude, the guy said stuff like this. I mean, are you kidding me?
Yup. That's what he said.
So you don't think there's... And by the way, you don't think Cash has some inner, like...
Oh, for sure.
You think we forgot, like, how bad you made us look?
Yep.
Okay, no problem. No problem, BLM.
Yeah,
no
BLM,
problem.
he was pushing that, that divide.
There would be no bigger story in the history of sports than if this guy doesn't make it in the Hall of Fame because of something like that.
That would be crazy.
What are the chances that happens? People?
Less than 1%.
Okay, thank you for clarifying. I don't see it happening.
2.5%.
I don't see it happening. But
hang on.
Okay, NBA guy. NBA guy.
No, wait a minute. I'm curious. Based on the way I set it up and I presented it, where are you at with the likelihood of him not going to the Hall of Fame? Percentage
prior to this podcast, 0%. Now I'm at 0.01%.
Okay.
You're selling me the dream here, buddy.
But now I'm not selling you the dream.
No, I know.
Here's all I'm telling you.
The NBA is not going to let LeBron go down.
But that's not how it works. Let me tell you, that's not how it works.
Oh, no.
That's not how it works. You know why that's not how it works?
Tell me. The face of the league you're not going to put in the Hall of Fame? That is disastrous.
Are you kidding me? Freaking Pete Rose.
Yeah, baseball has
standards. What are you talking about?
Baseball has standards.
Pete Rose, Mark McGwire, Barry Bonds is the freaking GOAT. It's not even in there.
If you hear this,
are you serious? By the way, as great as LeBron is, I don't know if he's Barry Bonds. Hear me out what I'm saying.
Whoa.
Let me tell you where I'm putting. You put Barry Bonds in his sport versus LeBron? I'm sorry.
Barry Bonds is a beast.
Barry Bonds is a much greater
skill-wise
athlete of his sports. Do you know how hard baseball is?
How many MVPs?
Dude,
stop it,
7?
guys.
I don't know, 8?
Correct, and he should have won 8.
Adam,
he should have won 8.
What's the single hardest task in any sport?
But
Hitting a round ball with a round bat.
To me, if The MLB was willing to not allow Bonds.
That's true.
The first half of his career is a Hall of Fame career. Roger Clemens is not in the Hall of Fame. Are you freaking kidding me?
It's so stupid,
How
the
many times
MLB.
did he win the Cy Young? How many times did Roger win the Cy Young? How many times did he win the Cy Young?
How many Hall
You
of
don't
Famers
put
did not
Roger
make it to the
Clemens
Hall
in
of
the
Fame in the
freaking Hall of
MLB?
Fame? Are you
Seven,
kidding
actually,
me?
seven
It's
Cy
seven
Youngs.
Cy Youngs,
Clemens?
not 5. He won 7.
Roger Clemens was here. We had a great exchange. You left
dude,
the podcast for
the
about a half
guy
hour.
won
Yelling at people in the
7
back.
times Cy Young, and he's not in the Hall of Fame.
so
you
messed up.
think LeBron? No. So to
But
me,
in the MLB, they'll do it, not in the NBA.
But let me tell you though, here's what
Not
you
in
got
the
to
NBA.
Listen, Adam Silver is not David Stern. This is all I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's
Adam
weaker.
So what's the point? You know what David would do? David Stern understands Trump. They would have talked.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Silver is not Trump profile. David Stern is. David Stern was a gangster. David Stern ran the NBA.
He was Stern.
Like he was not a joke. And by the way, guess what? He was a Democrat. He was a lawyer. No, I'm being serious. He was a Democrat and a lawyer.
Back in the day, before Trump showed up, guys.
But it was a different era of
Right.
Stern. So to me, I don't know, guys. I think something's going on here. There's no. Why would Cash Patel come out for 3 NBA players to say, let me tell you we're doing it? You think that's it? You don't think there's something up here? Hey, Cash, let me see, bro. What do you got in there, dog?
Yeah.
Show it to me.
I'm with you.
Unbutton this.
You know what David Stern
Show
would have
me.
done?
I want to see it, dog. Show it to me.
Pat, you know what David Stern would have done?
Shoot.
In a quiet restaurant with LeBron James. LeBron, this is a football. You need to go away for 2 years.
Guys, one question. I know you want to go to the next story. That's the Hall of Fame thing. What is the percentage of them actually, if this is true, going at pursuing?
Can I give you my answer?
I want to know. What is the
I'm going to
percentage?
give you my answer. PBD said something.
If he's involved.
Signal and noise.
If he's involved.
Signal and noise.
Yeah.
We're tracking the noise right now.
If he's involved.
Billups, LeBron.
Yeah.
What's going on?
LeBron.
I'm hearing Kevin Garnett's name all of a
I
sudden.
did too.
Who's best friends?
If LeBron.
But the signal, let me tell you something, is not the NBA players. It's the Gambinos.
I don't know.
And the crime families, and the Genovese,
Trump,
and Lucchese, and the
Trump's not
Bonanos. That's the criminals.
I don't think
it's called organized crime for a reason.
No, Adam, I'm going to finish this.
The guys who are going to go down and be the fall guys are the mafia guys.
I appreciate Pat's summation. I think we could probably move on. I'm going to say this. This will either become steroids like baseball, where action is taken, or it's going to be the Epstein files, where everybody knows everybody's guilty, but nothing happens.
And
that's where Vinny's going to lose his mind.
You know why it won't be the Epstein files? Do you know why it won't be the Epstein files?
I happen to agree,
they're all
but
alive.
there's two possibilities,
but
don't
you know,
you think?
Stop. Do you know why it won't be the Epstein files? Do you know why it won't be the Epstein files? Because can you tell me how many people in Trump's circle are in the NBA?
Not too many. Not too many.
So you ain't got to worry about that.
None of the people
That's
I know
right.
were
So,
at those card games.
No, guys, this is about to be a very
win right there.
different story. If this goes as far as they go, damn. Talk about like a yeah. All right, folks.
Here comes the river.
Let's go to the next story. Let's go to the next story. And by the way, remember, for those of you guys that you ever wonder why we have the gear allegedly, Rob, can you go back? Let me just go to our insurance sponsors here.
Yes.
It's called allegedly.
Yes.
Okay. Everything we said was allegedly.
All allegedly.
If you would like to be protected by the allegedly community, go get yourself an allegedly shirt.
Oh, wow.
Go get yourself an allegedly.
Nice.
Holy moly! I didn't know the allegedly hat. Go get yourself.
Look at the black hat with a white trim. That's my favorite.
That's actually sick, Rob. Put that link below for $15. Go get
Holy
yourself
moly,
an allegedly
guacamole.
shirt and a sweater, and get yourself protected from anybody else. They're gonna say, "Wait a minute, I used the word allegedly." All right, we're gonna see what's gonna happen here. Let's go to the next story. Rob, put the link below if you could, Rob, for the allegedly, so some people can go allegedly.
You can use
protect
allegedly
themselves.
everywhere, right?
Yes, you
Young
can.
people
Yeah.
with their parents, middle-aged people caught in an affair. Allegedly gear can come in handy all the time.
Tom, that was
the Shaggy defense? It wasn't me.
Yes.
Wow.
They're coming
That
running
was
in the bathroom. It wasn't
But
me.
look, let's talk about a straight-up gangster. Okay, gangster straight out of Compton.
on, man.
Okay,
Come on,
Rob.
man.
Let's start off with his picture, please. Please.
on, man.
Everybody says. I'm so sick of it. Everybody says. No, put the other one first, Rob. Everybody says this is the true Newsom.
Oh.
Everybody says this was
Look at
Newsom
that
back in high
hair.
school.
Look at that hair.
This is a lie. I'm sick and tired of people lying. The true Newsom was this guy, Rob. Show the facts.
There it is.
That is no regrets. My man.
Straight out of sack
What kind of
town.
what kind of bread was
Man,
it?
I just had Wonder, you know what I mean? Just Wonder bread.
bread,
I was just
bread.
eating the
I love
shit
that.
out of
I
it
love
with
when you do
peanut
that,
butter.
Vinny, I love when you do that thing. Right? What is
DJ
it?
Wonder Bread.
He goes on.
What did he say?
And he finally said he's thinking about running for office, right?
Oh,
Rob, can you just show the highlights of him going on the podcast with
All the smoke?
Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes?
So this is the first. This is Sunday morning with CBS, I believe. This is yesterday where he announced that he is considering.
This is the white. This is the white Gavin.
This is him being very proper, and then you're gonna see the ghetto Gavin. Go ahead, Rob.
See that, dog?
Is it fair to say after the 2026 midterms, you're going to give it serious thought?
Yeah, I'd be lying otherwise.
You always
I'd
do.
just be lying, and I can't do that.
Governor, you're long.
I can't lie. Are you kidding me? I'm Gavin Newsom.
A compelling why, a reason. Are you moving closer to figuring out your own why and your own decision?
Yeah, Nietzsche said, if you have a compelling why, you can endure any how. And so I don't think, I think the biggest challenge for anyone who runs for any office
Go back 5 seconds.
People see.
Right there.
She said, if you have a compelling why, you can endure any how. And so I think the biggest challenge for anyone who runs for any office is
I want that.
people see right through you. If you don't have that why, you're doing it for the wrong
By the way,
reasons.
this is when you talk to your girl you just met and you want to impress the parents. You talk like this. Now, if you straight up want to show up and show the true gangster side of you, this is what you do. This is what you do.
Check it,
Go ahead, Gangster Newsom.
But also, it was also about paying the bills, man. And it was just like hustling. And so I was out there kind of raising myself. Turning on the TV, started, just getting obsessed, sitting there with the Wonder Bread and 5 stacks of
like the White Stack Bob story.
Come on, man. Come on. Macaroni and cheese.
You talking about me?
YG.
YG, man.
Every day in the backyard, just bouncing the basketball, throwing the ball against the wall until the ball is just like framed, man.
Hell yeah. Tell that dude.
Whole thing.
Yeah.
So just and then then this student that was shitty student is in the back with his head down. All of a sudden, started throwing the baseball a little faster.
Hell yeah,
player.
By the way, let me tell you what I don't appreciate. Some people are gonna say that's not really him. Like he's just doing it because he's trying to pander to a couple African Americans.
That's him.
That's him. Because if you want to go play this other clip, he comes out straight up gangster. Like he was about to do to hit him up on Trump. Rob, play this the highlights of that interview.
Man.
Watch this one, the highlight of the interview. Here's how he starts. Go ahead, Rob.
To show the governor of California, Gavin Newsom. Appreciate it.
You have to understand, these guys aren't fucking around.
Oh, shoot.
They're not fucking around. And I'm telling you, at the core of the problem with the Democratic Party, it's not about talking about things. You're not here to make a point. You got to make a goddamn difference.
Oh, again with the
We will lose
G-Dam.
our country if we lose the midterm elections. I've never been this guy. I've always been like, come on, we'll be all right. We're resilient. This is different. This guy's an invasive species, man. This is different. These guys are surgical. And so we have to get our shit together.
Man, welcome to the show, the governor of California, Gavin Newsom.
Yo, you didn't see it at the end. At the end, he's so into it. He's like, and I'm in the backyard with the ball, and my mom was like, "Hey, Gav," he's like, "Shut your white ass up," to his mom. He's so into that hood. He called his mom like a white. Shut your white ass
He
up.
didn't say that. You're joking.
No, I'm joking. But
Okay.
but the fact that Pat, did you know
About
how
to
much?
say,
Do
man,
you know
that
how
was-
much Wonder Bread that is with peanut butter and jelly? Because that's from the hood, and mac and
Peanut
cheese.
butter jelly
That's he is such a pandering. So who called him a sociopath the other day? Who was it? Who was here?
Oh, that was
Adam Carolla.
No, Anna Paulina Luna. Also,
on top of
Asshole.
okay. Besides, but I want people to understand. I'm not going to be like them. I'm not going to say the enemy. I'm not going to say any of that Nazi Hitler crap. But I want everybody out there to understand. You have to, with every core, he's going to be the front runner. I made a bet with our really, really tough, he's another tough guy, Sam Cedar, who, by the way, is obsessed with the PBD podcast. Sam, you know, every time we do anything.
He did something again?
He's literally obsessed with us. And I made a bet with him that he was going to be the front runner. It's going to happen, but I want everybody to understand.
He wants you, baby.
Guys, that's going to be the front runner, that guy. But just know his resume is California. If you want California, to be the America that's it. And by the way, at the end of the podcast, Rob, I think I sent you the clip. Matt Barnes, at the end of this podcast, and I'm not a fan of this because Newsom is trying to say, like, Trump comes in, the Voting Rights Act, which Gavin Newsom in California has made it illegal for you to ask for identification for somebody to vote. Okay, and Matt Barnes says, Rob, is that the clip? At the end of it, I want you to play it if you have it. Is that it?
No, that's the mac and cheese.
Okay, so I'll say this. He says at the end of it, because he's listening to what Gavin has to say, he said, anytime you make it harder for people to vote, that means you can't stand on your policies. That's what Matt Barnes is saying. It's like, no, Matt, we want our elections safe and secure. Okay, nobody's trying to hinder minorities from voting because that's the angle that they're trying to take. We want it legitimate. And Gavin is busting his ass with the gerrymandering and everything to make it easier for illegals to vote. Okay, plain and simple. So people say stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, bro. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Don't be fooled by this freaking sociopath.
No, I agree. I mean, do we need to see more of what appears to be the permanent chameleon structure of Gavin Newsom? I mean, and I wish he would sit down someplace, maybe here, and just talk about it and just go through the clips. How do you expect to run a presidential campaign when you're giving all of this meme fodder and meme supply? Because they're going to play these things back to back to back and say, explain yourself, explain yourself. And it's a chameleon act, and it's really getting old. And I'll tell you, you know what's going on? I know why he's doing it right now. I know why he said this right now.
Why?
I know conclusively why he said
Why?
it. I can say allegedly, because Kamala Harris is courting money, and there are people with Act Blue and at the DNC that are earmarking support for her campaign.
No, please.
You can't fund 2 number 1 draft picks out of the DNC for all the primaries. And Newsom is coming out and saying conclusively, publicly, what people know, because he is trying to get ahead of the donor wave, because Kamala Harris has gone out over this past weekend.
Well, listen, she has my vote.
And said she's
Me
doing
too.
it. No, guys.
I'm dead serious.
Right.
You think I'm playing?
What are the 3? No. What are the 3 branches of government? We know the 3 branches of
Judicial,
government.
executive, what?
So money, television, and bullshit.
Yeah.
So, you've got the 3 branches of government, and Kamala Harris has been all over TV throwing out the BS about what she should have said and what she would have said and all of that, and saying that she's not done yet.
Can we go to our sponsor real quick? Let's go to our sponsor real quick. Go ahead, Rob.
Stories of your baby nieces, Amara and Leela.
Nieces?
When are they going to see a woman in charge in the White House?
In their lifetime, for sure.
Oh, snap.
Could it be you? Possibly. Have you made a decision yet?
No, I have not.
But you say in your book, I'm not done.
That is correct. I am not done. I have lived my entire career a life of service.
To who?
And it's in my bones.
Judge Brown.
And there are many ways to serve. I've not decided yet what I will do in the future beyond what I am doing right now.
But you've been very clear that it's a possibility you might run again to become president. And in my experience interviewing politicians, when someone says I'm not done, it means they are thinking seriously about running. But when you look at the bookies' odds,
I love everybody's betting
they
now.
put you as an outsider, even behind Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I mean,
Look at her. She's gonna
is
get
that
pissed.
underestimating you?
Vegas.
I think there are all kinds of polls that will tell you a variety of things. I've never listened to polls. If I listened to
Obviously.
polls, I would have not run for my first office or my second office. And I certainly wouldn't be sitting here in this
Did you see
interview.
how mad she got on stage like a week ago? Rob,
She looks angry.
She's
She is.
Why?
But
Every
what are you angry at?
Every interview has been cornering her in some way, and she's angry at the establishment. She's angry at certain Dems, and she's going. And so Newsom's got to get out ahead
Well,
of the
listen,
money.
I want her.
Yeah, is this the one? Oh, is that it, Rob? Is this recently?
That's the one that she was kind of.
It's recently, Rob. She stands up and she goes, "Excuse me, I'm not the
I'm
president."
dedicated to my life of service. There's many ways to serve. Yeah, ask Willie Brown.
I forgot where. This is it right there, Rob.
Willie Brown was a nice man.
Yeah. Oh, very nice. But look at the anger because people are trying to yell her. Look at this. You want to talk about
Soon
anger?
enough. And I sometimes think about...
Look at that. Watch this.
You know what? I am not president of the United States.
Obviously.
You want to go to the White House and talk to him? Then go on and do that.
Yeah. Oh, snap. She sold 2 more copies of her book right there.
Who's she yelling at?
Just an audience member. Look at her. Look at her. DI is to the full effect with her. And mind you know what bothers me? Just going back really quick about Gavin Newsom, Pat? The fact that the black people that he's sitting with don't call him out. Like, bro, you don't talk like that. You're not from the hood. Put him on blast. Like, what? Why not call him out? Especially with Charlemagne the God when it came to Joe Biden, when he goes, if you have a problem voting for me or Donald Trump, you ain't black. In that moment, I would have been like, time out. Because if anybody from the other side said anything remotely close to anything, some racist crap like that, it would have been an incident. But no, they just keep their mouth shut. They keep going. He's sitting there like, yeah, I'm throwing the ball in the bread. I was like, yo, time out, bro.
He's trying to look tough
rich
too, right?
You know his father. His father was rich. He had a great freaking upbringing. Look at him in high school. It's such pandering. But the fact that side doesn't call it out drives me crazy. You're letting him basically make fun of you and your culture in front of your face, and everybody's like, yeah, man. Yeah, he's funny. No, it's not funny. He's pandering and he's making fun of your culture. He is.
He's talking about being a tough guy, too, because Gavin Newsom once got so upset at one of his buddies who was having an affair with his wife that he drove 95 miles to kick his... I'm sorry.
That was the other way. That was him.
That was Matt Barnes.
That was him.
Matt Barnes.
That was him.
I hear you on that, Vinny, but that's just not how it works. I mean, this is an NBA podcast. All the smoke, Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson. I know what they do. They don't typically do politics. This isn't their lane. But recently, I don't know if you go on there.
I'm actually a fan of Matt Barnes.
No, me too. But wait, Adam, wait.
Hear me out.
I'm confused.
Recently, they started dipping their toes into politics. They had on Michelle Obama and her brother recently. I think a couple months ago. So now, what do you think? Do you think it's a coincidence that Michelle Obama, dude? They've done Stephen A. Smith, they've done Kevin Durant, they've done Shaq, they've done all the NBA players. Now they're getting into politics. Do you think it's a coincidence that Michelle Obama and her brother come on, and then a couple months later, Gavin Newsom shows up?
No.
Okay,
I didn't say that. I said
and Gavin Newsom. Here's what you can say about Gavin Newsom.
He's trying to talk like a black person, like he went through a struggle. He's lying.
You could say whatever you want about Gavin Newsom.
Yes,
he's not an idiot. Kamala Harris, I'll grant you, probably an idiot. She played the game.
Of course.
He is playing the game.
I understand.
Let's not all get confused. Let's clear the air from the smoke.
Okay.
He just announced he's running for 2028. Not like we didn't know that.
Yeah.
He announced it. It's happening. But if he's out there doing the podcast tour, and he's basically doing the rounds that Kamala wouldn't do.
Okay, I understand that.
And whether they ask tough questions or not,
that's not my point. No. You missed the whole point, Adam. You missed the whole point. Would you be cool? A white dude, I don't care what he's running for.
Ask him the question.
Trying to talk black and trying to act like he had a struggle. That wouldn't bother you?
I don't know what you're trying to do right now.
Yeah. Well, that's not the point.
I don't know what you're trying to do right now, dog.
No, that's not. But
hey,
Adam,
Tom.
Anybody else would have been furious
on my behalf. Would you be my consigliere and speak to him for a second, please?
But do you understand what I'm saying? Pat, do you understand my point? That's not the point. That's not the point.
I think he's asking you a question.
Let me just. You
don't want the smoke.
What Vinny is trying to say is, if you don't vote for Newsom, you're not black.
Exactly. That's what it is.
I'm not black.
You ain't gonna. Yeah.
I'm not in California either.
Sketch with Malik.
I'm a Florida guy, DeSantis.
So let's go through this. All I'm going to say is, to finish this story, is Kamala, please run.
Please.
I will support you as a Democratic candidate. I will actually give some money to you. I would like to see you be the Democratic candidate to run for president in 2028. I would gladly support you. I'd love for her to run. And Kamala, don't let people discourage you. All these stuff they say about Willie Brown stuff, be proud of it. Yes. Any of this stuff they say about, this stuff to give you a hard time with your book, the 107 days of whatever it was. No, you be proud of the book that you wrote, throwing Biden under the bus. You be proud of the fact that you threw him under the bus. You be proud of the fact that you blamed everybody else and didn't take responsibility. Be proud of it. Stand up for it. You should be very proud that you're doing that. Don't let these haters do what they're doing to you, Kamala. It's not cool.
And let the haters be your motivators,
Kamala. I say you run 2028. And you go get him and get madder. Like, I don't think you're getting angry enough at the people. Maybe watch a little bit of Katie Porter. Like, learn from the best. Learn how to lose it at your people. When they're interviewing and asking you, how dare they ask you a question as if we have a free press in America? Do they not know you're Kamala Harris? Do they not know who you are? Damn it, I'm offended by all this stuff. Shoot, like, you expect me to answer all your questions? You should be able to pick and choose what questions to answer. Kamala Harris, don't let them bully you. My God, it's a little too much. Forgive me for my temper a little bit.
It's okay.
I'm inspired. I'm jacked up.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next story. Next story I want to get to is Let's see which one I want to go to. Let's go to this. This is perfect. You guys ready? So I think, the left is about to lose their minds because somebody asked the president if the president would be willing to be Vance's VP
Ooh, that would
to
be
run 2028.
Yes.
And Rob, I just sent you the story a minute ago. And Vance is like, Trump is like, no, I'm not interested in that. Do you see the one that I sent you from New York Post? This is literally a few minutes ago. That they asked him the question. It's like, no, I'm not going to be doing that. This is the story once we pull it up. So, President Trump rules out running as Vance's VP to gain third term, but open to Bannon's plan.
Oh, God.
Let AOC go against Trump. So now Steve Bannon is sitting down. Rob, I don't know if you have Steve Bannon's clip.
I'll grab it.
He's sitting down with somebody. They're asking about Trump 2028. And he is saying, and this is not the old one. This is a new one where he's saying, no, I still think he can run. I still think he can pull it off. And we're still working on Trump being able to run for 2028.
I think this is it.
Go ahead, Rob. I think that's the one. Go ahead.
Trump 28. Trump is going to be president in 28. And people just ought to get accommodated with that.
So what about the 22nd Amendment?
There's many different alternatives. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out what the plan is. But there's a plan, and President Trump will be the president in 28. We had longer odds in 16 and longer odds in 24 than we got in 28. And President Trump will be the president of the United States, and the country needs him to be president of the United States. We have to finish what we started. And the way we finish it through Trump is a vehicle. I know this will drive you guys crazy, but he's a vehicle of divine providence. He's an instrument. He's very imperfect. He's not churchy, not particularly religious, but he's an instrument of divine will. And you can tell this of how he's pulled this off. We need him for at least one more term.
Can you imagine? And by the way, here's what Bill Maher had to say about this whole thing. So let's see. Maybe Bill Maher's got a different angle. Maybe Bill Maher's going to say, no, they're just toying with you. Here's Bill Maher. Go ahead, Rob.
I agree. I said, he should have gotten the permits, but that's how he does things. I agree.
Recklessness.
But it is just a building. First of all, that part of the building wasn't always there. Presidents do change the buildings. Nixon put in a bowling alley. Obama made the tennis court a basketball court. I can't get this mad about everything, Mike.
I'm not mad. It's not a question of being mad. It's a question of understanding what the symbolism is and what the
symbolism is. He's not leaving. That's what bothers me about it. Exactly. It's in a giant ballroom if you're leaving. Okay, but that's the issue, not the building.
But I'm saying, if this was the only impulsive, reckless, driven by his own, desire for self-aggrandizement, if this was the only thing he had done on that front, then I would give you it's just a building. But it's not. It's part of a manner of governing that is tearing at some of the foundations, the institutional foundations in this country. And that.
Okay. So, this is the part where they're losing it. So do you actually, Tom, serious question. Do you guys actually think Trump's going to try to run for a third term? Tom?
I do not think he's going to try to run for a third term, but I think what's out there causes them to lose their mind and they become completely distracted. And when she says his manner of governing, translate it, is that she's upset that he exists and he's even president in the first place. It's not his manner of governing. It's the fact that he exists. That's what she's saying. So I think he loves the fact that this all gets talked about because, as they say, just spell my name right? All news, all publicity, just spell my name right. I don't think he's going to be in there for a third term. I think he's got tremendous respect for the office. He would be almost 84, but I think that it really gets under their skin. And if it gets under their skin, then the troller-in-chief is going to make sure he keeps poking.
Can I ask you a question, Tom? And I'm being dead serious right now. If there was a legal way, meaning he comes in as vice president, and J.D. Vance is I don't know, whatever the particulars are, and people will go lose their minds. Oh my God, he's a tyrant, no kings, we were right, all that. Or the moment someone, meaning we're going up against a Gavin Newsom, and think about it, who is going to open the border and reverse everything to bring us back to the destruction, leading to the destruction of this country. Be honest with me, Tom.
That's not the question. The question is, do you think he's going to run a third term?
When it comes to Trump, I wouldn't put it past that they're going to find the loophole to be like, I have to.
There's no loophole. By the way, I'm going to go look for something.
Under the Constitution, they can't be elected.
No.
Has anybody ever been elected 3 times?
FDR.
FDR was 4 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Adam,
well,
thoughts?
The chances of Trump running in 2028 are very, 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 very low because we have something called the 22nd Amendment, which basically says you get 2 terms. 1, 2. 8 years is the max. I think it was enacted right after FDR, I think, served 4 terms, or I think he died in the beginning of his 4th term. But I think Trump respects the law. He understands the rule of law. We talk about there's no kings. Trump is not a king. I mean, that's the most ironic part, is that everyone was so concerned that Trump would not leave office when he lost the election in 2020. He left office. And he waited 4 years, and he concocted a plan and put together a strategic roadmap, and he won again in 2024, and boom, he's the president. And this is why he's going at warp speed right now, and he's getting so much done in his first year, more than Biden and many presidents done in 4 years, because he knows he only has 4 years left. So, in my opinion, he's not a king. The no kings bullshit is just absolute nonsense. But what he will be in 2028 is a kingmaker. He will be the guy that says, JD's next, or my son's next, whoever it is, he'll be the kingmaker, but he won't be the king in 2028.
But there is a way. The loophole is the becoming the vice president under JD. He could be saying no because
he's not a number
obviously,
two, bro.
by
He's not a
Steve
number
Bannon.
two.
Do you think Steve Bannon's joking? You think Steve Bannon doesn't
Either
know
one
a
of
way?
2 things is going to happen.
Yeah.
Trump is actually going to run in 2028, and Steve Bannon's going to be proven correct.
Well, let me ask you a crazy
or Steve
question.
Bannon is going to be an absolute liar.
Let me ask you a crazy question. Here's a question.
Okay.
Let's make a deal, Democrats. Let's make a deal.
Okay.
You ready?
Lose their mind.
Tom, tell me if you like this deal.
Lose their mind.
Here we go.
I mean serious. A deal for you, okay? Do you think if we approach the Democrats, okay, and Trump's camp approaches them, Tom, about a 3rd term for Trump to run, as long as Obama's also able to run for a 3rd term?
Oh, wow.
boy.
That'd be gangster.
Oh, bring it on.
Let me tell you, that's pay-per-view. Do you know how many people would watch that?
Oh, my gosh.
Sure.
Do you know how many people would watch that? And by the way, in advance, you'll give them. You get one of the debates, CNN. You get one of the debates as Fox, and one of the debates as a podcast. Barack Obama and Trump.
Oh.
So they can't get up. By the way, here's the question. Watch the question I'm going to ask you.
Love this.
If they gave that, Tom, 3rd term for Obama, do you know if Democrats say no, you know what they're saying?
We don't think he could beat him.
They don't think they could beat him.
For sure.
What do you think Democrats would say? You think Democrats would take Trump 3rd term, Obama 3rd term, even playing field? Both sides can run.
I think so.
You think Democrats would take it?
I think so.
You think Democrats take it, Adam?
I think so.
I think who do you think would be the favorite, Obama or Trump?
Probably Obama.
It would be
Well,
Obama.
you know why? Because they're going to be like, Hitler!
By the way,
me!
They ran the same speculation. There was no announcement from the DNC, but the pundits and stuff on the left had the same speculation. Oh, we could run Michelle and Obama will be VP, Barack will be VP, and then she could resign and then he's president again. There was the same speculation that ran at that time, and it was the Republicans that were losing their mind. So this is not a new thing, but if everybody agrees to take the 22nd and put an asterisk on the 22nd Amendment and put them up there, I think they'd take it.
I 100%, yeah, I would say yes. That'd be a very tight race because of, you know, what they're up, like, look at what Obama and all them did when Trump was coming in and the spying and all that stuff. I think, because I'm being honest with you, Pat, who's gonna be the front runner for Republicans, you think? If right now, I know
JD, Rubio.
Guess what? I don't think any of them, and I'm just being honest, could go toe-to-toe with Gavin is a slithering, amazing snake. Hold on, and I'm being dead serious. I don't think the only person, and I think you know this too, that I think, Pat, that could go head-to-head with him and has the Trump name, it's Eric Trump. And I'll tell you why. He has the name, he has the business savvy, he's running the Trump organization, and with what they put him through, with the most subpoenaed person in the United States has ever on paper, he has that chip on his shoulder, and I think with what we've been seeing of him lately, Pat, he'd be the only Trump name, especially wearing that 2020 hat, that could go up against Gavin and win. I don't think it's JD. I don't think it's Mark Rubio. I don't think it's anybody. Trump 2028 is not going to happen. It would only happen if it's Eric. I'm telling you.
I'll tell you what, I like
he's the
Eric.
only
I
guy.
like Eric's style. I like the way he communicates. And whenever he gets upset, he'll hit facts. Bang, bang, bang. He has a very good, you have to have a combative style.
It's Pat. It's
At
only
the
him.
podium, you have to have a selling style. You have to have a compelling style. And you have to have a combative style. And I think Eric Trump has that. And I love it when he gets combative and he goes, bang, fact.
I saw in Eric on the news Nation thing where he was going like this with Chris. I went, oh shit, there it is. That guy could be, because guys, he's the guy.
We saw it here at the live podcast.
Yeah,
with Pat.
yeah. But because guys, Gavin's the guy.
I think
It's gonna be
Eric Trump
Gavin.
is an absolute stud. I just don't see him running in 2028. We'll see. I think
He might
JD's the
have
front
to.
runner. We'll see.
He
We'll
might
see what
have
happens
to.
there. But don't get it twisted. In this country, in America today, as polarized as we are, if in a hypothetical race between Obama and Trump, Obama would be the favorite. Don't forget, more women vote than men. Guys, I don't know why women are outvoting you. And women are emotional creatures. I love you, ladies. But they're going to take a look at Trump, and they're not going to vote for Trump.
What would Obama's camp run be?
But
we're going to change.
That's the whole thing. You know, they say facts don't care about your feelings, but feelings don't care about your facts. If you go resume to resume, Trump crushes Obama. Crushes.
Oh, ridiculous.
But if you go on feelings,
of course,
and look, and not offending people, Obama's the guy.
Who do you think
but that's
wins?
the reality
Who do
of
you
the
think
subject.
wins? Who do you think honestly would win?
Wins?
Wins.
Yeah, it's Obama, bro.
No.
Wins the
Don't say Obama. I think
I'm saying he would win.
I agree with you on
he
the
would
women
win,
vote, by the
but he
way.
wouldn't be a better president. What has Obama has ever done as a president?
Zero.
Made gay cool?
Pat, who you?
No, I don't think he wins. I don't think he wins. I don't think.
You don't think who wins?
I don't think Obama
Good.
wins.
Okay.
You know why though?
I'm running
Why?
again. Jennifer Aniston can't be wrong.
Let me tell you why I don't think he wins. Okay, you know why I don't think Obama wins? Because Obama hasn't won the most important woman's vote, his wife.
Wow.
That's why.
What are you talking about?
Michelle is not as supportive with him today as she would be at
Oh
2008.
heck no, he's right.
Michelle is done.
She's talked so
Michelle
much crap.
doesn't want any of this stuff. So if what
She doesn't
percentage?
want the smoke?
What percentage of him winning 08 and 12 you think was Michelle? What percentage of him winning was because how great of a job Michelle did?
20?
You think Michelle's a
No.
lightweight? Michelle, they
She a
were
heavyweight,
a super couple power. So what percentage you give to Michelle playing the role on those women's votes? What percentage?
Oh, huge.
Give me a number.
35, 40%?
So let's say 20%. Okay? Let's say it's 10%. That's a big number.
They love
so
her.
I don't think he wins.
Selling out
because
arenas, just
he
talking about
does
nothing.
not have Michelle's vote. I don't think he has Michelle's vote.
You think Michelle Obama's voting for Trump?
I don't think Michelle Obama's voting for Trump, but I don't think Michelle Obama today
Wants to
is
run
crazy. Team Obama, go back, third term.
I don't know, man.
They look like strangers when they're around each other.
Everyone
bro.
thought that Trump and Melania would get divorced. They're still together.
Nah.
Everyone thought
You don't
that
they're
divorce
seen
Trump.
with
that
each
Barack
other.
and Michelle are getting divorced. They're still together.
By the
Everyone
way,
thought that Justin Trudeau and his wife were. Oh, they did.
they've never, ever. Melania's never had to answer, why are you guys not together? For her to say, well, when we're in our 60s, we're never together. That's what happens when you're 60s. Who the hell answers like that? Yeah. Who answers like that? Not a happily married couple, okay, answers like that.
Well, just think about her life right now. She went from being the first lady to the number 500th ranked podcast in the world. So congrats, Michelle Obama.
I think it's lower than that, but whatever.
All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going to the next story here. Next story I want to get to is 7 out of 9 universities reject Trump's administration education compact. Okay. Tom, I'm coming to you with this one here, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on this story. I'd like to get 2 more stories, so I may not go to all of you. 7 out of 9 universities that the Trump administration solicited for feedback on its compact for academic excellence in education have rejected the plan, while 2 others remain non-committal. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, today was the deadline for universities to respond to the White House. So far, President Trump has no takers for what his administration calls a compact with the schools.
President Donald Trump had a deal for more than a dozen universities. Here's some of what he wanted from them. Protect conservative ideas. Freeze tuition for 5 years. Ban consideration of race or sex in hiring and admissions.
Good.
Restrict employees' political expression and limit foreign student enrollment to 15%. The payoff for schools that signed on? Expanded federal funding. According to Inside Higher Ed, 13 universities received the proposal. None have accepted it. The University of Arizona is one of 7 that rejected it. U of A President Suresh Garamella told the Trump administration that linking funding to anything other than merit was a deal breaker. We have much common ground with the ideas your administration is advancing, he said. But we seek no special treatment and believe in our ability to compete on merit.
Tom.
The Arizona Board of
Pause. Thoughts?
Yeah, so Trump administration did the right thing. They put basically a charter together. Now, when you talk about the University of Arizona, that's a state school. You talk about the University of Texas, that's a state school. You talk about Dartmouth, Brown, and University of Pennsylvania, those are Ivy League schools that are hard liberal. Everybody had a problem with this because he put everything in the box. So you have the state schools. Texas and Arizona said, no, we can't keep from raising tuition. We can't do a 5-year freeze. That was their issue. And they went along with others in academia about the admissions. However, they're all bound by a Supreme Court precedent that went down in June of 2023. And it was called Students for Fair Admissions versus Harvard. Harvard lost. The Supreme Court held that the race-based admissions, programs were violated the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. And whenever you hear civil rights, you always hear about equal protection and the 14th Amendment. So there is a precedent that's out there. The problem is, Pat, that Supreme Court ruling that came down in 23, Students for Fair Admissions versus Harvard, where Harvard lost, the schools aren't abiding by it. They're still doing things with DEI. And so Trump is saying, listen, if you're going to get taxpayer money on grants, then I want to see you buy into this. And I want you to freeze tuition. What's happening right now, this is a negotiation. Let's stay close to the story because Trump's going to get it done. Just what's about to happen is things like the tuition freeze and other stuff are going to shift, but he's going to get this done. They're not rejecting it. And by the way, they rejected the proposal and they were all very careful about how they did it. I think Trump's going to get a W here, but there's going to be negotiation on the points.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what happened there. Next story. Sweden says no to rape convicts deportation as crime wasn't long enough. Folks, I read it. You heard it right. That's exactly what the title of the article says, because the crime wasn't long enough. Rob, you got a clip on this?
Yes, it's the victim speaking about what happened to her.
Go ahead, Rob.
I've told this 1,000 times, especially to the police and when I've been to the district court, but I still feel really bad. Throughout school, last year I was barely in school. Now I still dream about the food. I used to be great at going out by myself, so I almost never go out by myself now. I was still confused when I sat and talked about it for a long time and came to a dead end. That it's like I'm reliving it again, and I feel his hands on me. But luckily I have my great friends and my parents who have been there for me. Why still day? It feels unreal that it is also enough to tea. I will always be affected by this. I really wish now when others happen to have this. That's also why I want to do it. That they should also think that it is worth everyone else. Even though it might not go through, it might actually be worth it, because it might also help someone else.
Okay, so let me read. A Swedish court's decision not to deport an Eritrean refugee convicted of raping a 16-year-old girl has sparked global outrage, with Donald Trump Jr., the son of the president, asking what the hell is going on in this world. The Court of Appeal for Upper Norland ruled that the man, Yazid Mohammed, will not be deported after serving his 3-year term prison sentence due to the duration of the incident. According to local media, the court in its ruling said that the rape was not serious enough to justify deportation. It stated that the rape did not last long enough to be classified as an exceptionally serious crime, so it did not necessitate deportation. Rape is, in many cases, considered an exceptionally serious offense that could lead to the deportation of a refugee, but an assessment must be made based on all circumstances in the individual case. The court said, given the nature and duration of the offense in question, the Court of Appeal finds it while the crime is serious, it does not constitute an exceptionally serious offense that would warrant a deportation order for Yazid Mohammed. The request for deportation is therefore rejected. Finney.
Okay, I don't know if people have been paying attention, guys, because we're caught up in our politics and stuff that's happening here and peace deals and tariffs. What is happening in the UK and overseas? It's undeniable. We already remember what happened, Tom, with the Pakistani rape gangs, that they were all hiding it because they already knew that they're the ones that let all these people come in, that unchecked migration, where they couldn't even speak about it to people were talking about. The fact that think about what, Pat, as you were saying it in my head, I'm like, do you understand what that sounds like? He got less time and is not going to get deported because the rape wasn't long enough. She wasn't raped. It wasn't as serious because it happened fast. Okay, that's like saying, yeah, you stabbed someone to death, but it wasn't that many stabs.
Oh, it's just one.
It's just one stab.
Lucky stab.
Yeah, and you're dead, but it wasn't like he was crazy with it. It was one stab. It's unbelievable. It's not unbelievable. It's actually believable when it's happening. And I just sent Rob this chart. Migrant men of non-European origin commit 84% of assault rapes in Sweden. Look at that. Look at that chart. Despite being less than 10% of the population.
That blurry in my eyes horrible.
An Algerian migrant is 122 times more likely to commit aggravated rape in Sweden than an Afghan is 69 times more likely. And what are we talking about? Why is this happening? And if you point it out, people are like, oh, you're talking about it's Muslims and Muslims. No. Words talk, numbers scream. The facts don't lie, guys. Okay? And when you have a culture that looks down on women are a second great citizen, this is bound to happen. This is bound to happen, Pat. And then, Rob, there's another one. In the UK, thank God justice was finally done. 12 cousins, 12 convicted in a horrific child rape case in the UK. 12 cousins, all linked by family and one mosque, committed unlawful crimes against a young girl. They were aged 19 to 63, raped her repeatedly, sometimes one after another, wherever they wanted. The victim was just a kid, suffered in silence while they acted like monsters. Each was found guilty. Rob, you see, and by the way, this is the attitude of the Muslims in Sweden. Go ahead, Rob, play this video. You guys know what they're saying? They're saying there is no God but Allah. Muhammad is the messenger of Allah in Islam. Because they're protesting that go ahead, Rob, you shut up. For how they're being treated when it comes to this rape stuff. Enough is enough, okay? How much more are we going to see it, guys? They're not playing games. This is the attitude. We keep talking about Mamdani, but when I read the story, I couldn't believe it. Rape, not too serious.
What's
it
this
didn't
one
take
here,
long.
Rob? Suicidal empathy is killing civilians.
Yeah, this is something that I think Tom actually pointed this out. This is what Elon Musk had to say about suicidal empathy is killing Western civilization. It is good to have empathy, but we cannot allow our empathy to be abused to the point of extinction. And then if you want to go down, here's this lady, a Swedish politician. This is an unrelated story. Swedish politician who fought for equality, DEI, right? And open border policies. She was beheaded in the Congo. Her name is Zaida Karajan. Was a Swedish Green Party politician who believed in open borders, and this is what she gets for being so empathetic. I think what Elon Musk is trying to say is...
And she did no research, and she went down there and started speaking, and they think that you can go from point A to point B and speak, and as you have pointed out, because you have been to Israel several times, you've been to Gaza, the Americans that think that it's gays for Gaza and, they're protesting and all that, be careful with that particular protest, because if you hop a plane and go over there and do that, and that's what she did. Yeah. She went down and went to Congo. Oh, I'm from Sweden, and I defend you with this feeling and this position I have. And they're like, you may have that position, but you're not speaking for us. And they beheaded her.
Yeah, of course. That's why I wanted Greta Thunberg to actually make it to Gaza on that flotilla. I wonder what happened with her if she shows up. Talking about the Green New Deal and what's going to happen there with global warming.
You don't want to wish that on her, but if she got there, she would discover.
Of course. The problem that's happening in Europe, in my humble opinion, is they were very uncomfortable being called racist. And as we know, the word racist has been the most watered down term in the last decade. You're racist, everyone's racist. Okay, racist, misogynist, And then what happens is oh my God, I don't want to offend anybody. Let them all in. Let them all in, and they don't want to be charged with being unempathetic or being unsympathetic, and then they have this white guilt and this white shame, and they've been indoctrinated into this woke white culture. Oh my God, we're colonizers, decolonization, and everything with that, and then all of a sudden they're beheaded.
And
then that's what happens.
Well, they thought
they're like,
they were
oh my
winning,
God,
all this immigration stuff. They thought they were winning an election, but they were losing a country, and they didn't find out to the end. And we are the canaries in the coal mine that are speaking up.
By the way, that incident happened in 2017, and when she was beheaded, and they couldn't find her head.
Couldn't find her head. This is the story. Because you're talking about beheadings. The father of the 12-year-old girl literally just died. No disease, no nothing. His heart literally was broken, and he died because his daughter was kidnapped, raped, tortured, and beheaded in France by a sadistic Algerian migrant who was a prostitute who overstayed her visa in France. And I'm telling you guys, yes, overstayed. Dabia Ben-Kayer, 27, a prostitute who overstayed her visa in France, convicted of beheading this 12-year-old girl.
What, zoom in, that's the lady?
This is the girl. This is the 12-year-old. This is the girl.
I want to see.
Yeah, it sucks. And the father died.
I want to see the father died how?
The father died of literally bad grief. Like he couldn't, the stress and the horror of his...
Go to the 27-year-old prostitute.
I don't think they have her name, but Rob, you might. That's the father and the mother in the bottom picture. But Rob, you might have to Google, look up Dabia Ben Kayard, Dhabia, and then BNKIR.
The picture is not there. Where's the picture of that lady?
Is it just her drawn?
Top left. Go to the top left drawn. Where is she from?
Algeria.
What is wrong with you?
What did she do, this lady?
She beheaded the 12-year-old girl.
The woman did it?
Tortured her, killed her. Yes, a prostitute.
Algeria. Is Algeria a Muslim country?
You think?
Is it?
Yes.
Pretty sure it is, right?
Yes.
Huh.
So
on another note,
it's just how many more of these? How many more of these, bro? Beheading, rape gangs, rape. What? When is it gonna? When are people gonna go, guys?
You know who was supposed to be here today, right? Can I say who was supposed to be here today?
Yes.
Our friend Dominic Tarczynski.
Yeah.
You know, how much heat did he take? For they said, how many Muslim migrants are you going to let in this country? Zero. Because that's what the people of my country want. And now Poland has some of the least crime, the least rape, and the least all this nonsense in all of Europe.
According to CIA World Factbook, 99% of Algeria's population is Muslim.
Okay, gotcha.
So there you go.
Gotcha.
And
so at some point, these open border policies are going to have to, they're going to come home to roost. By the way, did you know who spoke up against open borders recently?
Who?
Bernie Sanders. Do we have that clip by any chance, Rob?
Yes.
I didn't see the clip.
He said Democrats got it wrong on Tim Dillon.
Unbelievable. Bernie Sanders?
Did he have a gun to his head?
No.
You don't have any borders, then you don't have a nation, right?
What?
In a sense. So has historically the United States done well on the Democrats and Republicans in protecting the border? The answer is no. Trump did a better job. I don't like Trump,
Obviously, because
we should have a secure border, and it ain't that hard to do. Biden didn't do it. Those before him did not do it. We should have a secure border, period.
Can I ask you a question, though?
Do you understand? Let me just back up a second.
Go ahead.
Do you understand who just said what he said?
Yes.
This is a Trump talking point that Bernie Sanders is giving Trump credit for, and this goes against every single notion of his Democratic Progressive Party.
Yeah.
He's saying the quiet part out loud. We kind of need a secure border.
Well, can I ask you a question, Adam?
He's basically saying build the wall.
And I get it.
In Bernie Sanders' language.
Yeah, and I get it, but guess what?
Do you get it, though?
Too late. Yeah, how about this? Wait. Where the hell were you when it was happening? This is what drives me crazy about it. Because, Adam, it was happening in your face. Literally, remember when Texas was going and suing Texas because how dare you put up a fence? It was a purposeful invasion, and people like that, I don't want to hear it now. But sorry.
I mean, look, we got to give Bernie Sanders credit for
my upper lip doesn't move when I talk. You should have said it when it was happening.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But you might say it's a little too late. I agree with you.
A little bit?
But that is
people?
a massive talking point. PBD, did you expect that to come from Bernie Sanders?
Bernie Sanders is probably one of the most honest socialist Democratic candidates out there. That doesn't say much, but he is.
Yep.
And I actually like him. Okay? He just doesn't have the right ideas. Mm-hmm. But, he's not. There's a reason why he couldn't run the year he ran, and they brought Hillary in. He was beating Hillary. He was annoying to Hillary. And no, everybody step out of the way. It's going to be Hillary, right? And it would have been him against Trump. And by the way, he had the youth. Mm-hmm. He had the vote of a lot of the young, like what Charlie was doing, he was doing with the youth at that time with socialists and all of that. So,
well, now
I'm still blown away by the story, by the way. To be honest, I'm still there. I'm like, yeah, this is disgusting. Mm-hmm. What else do you need? 122 times more? Did you see that one statistic about the Pakistanis have the highest ratio of incest of the kids turning like the biggest 34% inbreeding.
Pakistan's number one in the inbreeding.
Inbreeding,
By the way, I think 19 of the top 20 countries are all in the Middle East.
60% of marriages were consanguineous. Okay? More analysis showed that 2/3 all married couples are cousins. In Pakistan?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that, Vinny. 2/3 of all married couples are cousins. In one district of northern Pakistan, a recent study found that 55% of consanguineous and the coefficient of inbreeding in a national level survey 1990 to 2018, the prevalence moved from 63% to 67.9%.
Why is that?
Inbreeding is somewhat loaded term, and later the research term is marriage between relatives. Inbreeding coefficient. Go ahead, Adam.
I'm going to give you some numbers. Top 20 countries with the highest rates of cousin marriage. Numero uno, Pakistan, 60%. Saudi, number 2, 50%. Iraq, number 3, between 40 and 50%. Sudan, 45%. Yemen, 50%. UAE, 40%. Jordan, Syria, Afghanistan, Qatar, Kuwait, Oman, Egypt, Iran, Morocco, Libya, Turkey, Bangladesh, India, Algeria. I think that's 19, if not all 20 of the top 20 countries where kissing cousins is preferred is happening in the Middle East.
Well, let's wrap this story up and then...
hey, by the way, my cousin out there, she's my third cousin. She's pretty hot. If you want to... I'm just kidding.
Rob, we forgot to say about the questions being asked at the beginning of it. But if you're watching this and you want to pose a question, you got 5 minutes on all the topics we've discussed. You can direct it to Adam, Tom, or Vinny, or I. We'll address it. But go to the Connect Circle, post your question. We'll address it at the end. Maybe we'll do one question. Hackers change Brigitte Macron's gender to male on tax forms. These hackers have a sense of humor. Gotta like them a little bit. All right, here we go. So Brigitte Macron was given a male name on her personal tax record by a team of hackers. A French government official said the 72-year-old has been long subject of rumors questioning her gender, which have been shared by conspiracy theories and social media influencers online for several years. The rumor falsely claims that Mrs. Macron was born a male and that her real name is Jean-Michel Troguenot.
Jean-Michel Troguenot.
Yeah. In reality, her maiden name is Troguenot, and she has a brother named Jean-Michel. The smear campaign went as far as hacking into her personal tax account and changing her name to Jean-Michel, known as Brigitte Macron, according to if they did this. Chief of Staff to Ms. Macron made the revelation in an interview, a French news channel, BFM TV, in which he recounted now how the French president's wife was stunned to see her legal name, has been changed, she logged into her personal tax account. We were completely surprised. He's been working with her since 2017. I tried to change it. Ms. Macron filed a complaint with 2 people involved in the hacking have been identified. Mr. Bromet did not indicate when the incident occurred, but Mr. Bromet, in an interview in Paris criminal court, where 8 men and 2 women will face allegations of sexist cyberbullying against Ms. Macron. Vinny.
Because obviously I was reading the story, and initially I'm like, wait a minute. Why the hell would it come out? Why would it be happening? But I was just like, I just think it's like, hackers normally go in, Pat, they do real damage. They steal money, they take your identity, they do whatever. Whoever did this, I just can't imagine the moment, Tom, where she's logging in, whatever. She was like, oh mon Dieu. Like the moment of like, wait a minute, am I? Did it? What do you think, Tom?
It's logging in?
Yeah.
It's like, my gosh.
Yeah, because mind you, people were going crazy. I saw it, the chatter was going nuts. Candace was right. This was going in because people didn't stop and think. But at the end of the day, think about it. This is French news. This is the French saying, hey, it was hacked, it was this, it was that. You're never going to know the real answer when it comes to this. I'm still curious.
So wait. Didn't she do a medical inspection or something like that?
I don't know. Well, we're still waiting, which, mind you.
Do that?
I'm telling
Rob,
you.
what's the story behind this, Rob? Do we know?
I believe they were going to admit scientific evidence to prove that Brigitte Macron was born a woman here in the United States. They're going to submit that evidence to the U.S. courts.
But guess what? At the end of the day, for the legal side of Candace, Pat, which I think she has the leg up, all jokes aside, whatever's going to be up, a photo or something that's done by another country's doctors or whatever isn't going to hold up in court because the defense is going to say, you have to show me, we have to have our doctors, and it has to happen on our watch. Blood Madden. Like, you can't just say, well, here, this is a picture of her, this is her, and this is the blood result. No. The defense is going to stand, because I asked Viva, it has to be completely done from the other side and presented to the court. Like, we have to
present
see it.
What
like,
to
meaning we have to have her test in front of us. You can't just send us her results. We have to see it. Take the blood test from our side. But don't Madden, you can't, like, for instance, prove to me that you're a man right now, Pat. Okay, you can take off your pants or give me the blood. We want to see your blood. You can't send it in and that's going to be admissible in court. No, because I haven't seen it. We have to see it with our own eyes. Like when you take a pee test in the military, what would they do? They'd sit there and they'd be like this. And I'm like, bro, you're literally over I can't concentrate. So they have to put water. I'd have to put warm water on my hand just for me to go to the bathroom. This is not,
He's not joking.
You know,
Tom, they're watching you.
Tom, they're like this.
I believe it.
They're like this. Go ahead, Tom. They even pat you on the back a little bit. They do the patting on the back.
Well, just to be nice and encouraging. Camp, right?
Yeah. But what do you think?
Well, there was that French doctor, right?
Which one?
Supposedly a French doctor was going to do a medical examination.
Yes.
Correct?
What happened?
I don't know.
And
this was all part. No, I'm not joking
Yeah.
here. Wasn't there supposed to be a sequence of things?
Yes.
That they said we're going to put this here and we're going to go after Candace and everything.
Yeah, no, Tom. They said they were going to give a photo and then they were going to prove her wrong with blood results and all that stuff. I'm telling you guys right now, I still think she has the leg up.
Who has a leg up?
Candace, because, Adam, to prove it, you have to have our side run the tests. So you think Brigitte is going to come here or they're going to fly there and have the lawyers with doctors blood test her and make her take off her pants and see if she's had surgery. By the way, all they have to do is get an x-ray and see if she has female internal parts. If she has fallopian tubes, they win. If she doesn't, Candace wins. End of story. X-ray me. Show me. I want to see it, bro. It's not that hard, bro. And by the way, in defense...
You don't know how hard it is. How would you... we don't...
We don't know, but Candace apparently knows. But here's the thing, Adam, because at the end of the day, all you have to do to shut everybody up is just do it. Show everybody.
Well, can I say something about Candace?
You can just ask the doctor, did you do a medical exam? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Did you see female organs? No. What do you mean? Her nuts were in the way.
Well, look, the only reason we're talking about Brigitte Macron is because Candace made it a thing. Either Candace Owens is the greatest investigative journalist of all time, or she's the greatest gaslighter in the history of the internet. Two things can't be true at once.
You think she put her
because
career
she's
on the
finding
line for
Brigitte
that?
Macron's dick. She's finding out exactly what's happening with Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA. She has all the receipts. She knows exactly what's going on in Israel and Gaza. She's a geopolitical expert all of a sudden. She's got it all. Candace, to me, is a very, very talented person who's completely losing her mind. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. Completely losing her mind. Why do I say that? This weekend, she accused Trump and the Trump administration of killing Charlie Kirk. That's a new one to me, homegirl.
Is that really?
Yes.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see that?
I swear to you.
Okay, that's what she's doing. By the way, one of the most credible voices on the right, I think this guy's an absolute stud. Steven Crowder. Do you hear what he said?
Mm-mm.
You hear what he said?
I swear to you, I've been flying for 2 days.
Pull up his YouTube channel. He came out and did a whole content calling Candace what do you call her? An evil C-U-N-T. See you next Tuesday. If you go down to his videos.
Okay, that's...
Okay, this is what he says about her. By the way, Dinesh D'Souza, there it is right there, second thing. Evil. He's basically saying Dinesh D'Souza is dismantling every single one of her arguments. And so is Trigonometry, guys. By the way, she is now attacking Turning Point USA. She is now attacking Erica Kirk, it would appear. She is now attacking our friend Andrew over there. So I don't know. For someone who is such a good friend with Charlie, she wants to go after Charlie's wife? Like she has all the answers? Again, she's either the greatest investigative journalist of all time and has all the answers to everything that's going on in the world, or you're all falling for it. The two things can't be true at once. Now, here's my only recommendation to people that are following Candace. Please, please fact check her work. Because here's the challenge. When we have a conversation here, and there's 4 of us, 5 of us in the room, if I say something stupid, which I will, PBD will call me out. Tom will call me out. Vinny will call me out. When you're doing solo work in a solo camera and you're spouting nonsense and nobody says jack squat, that's just out in the internet, 2 million views. Good for you. And now if you're a person, you're like, I only trust Candace. That's all. I'm just watching Candace. Okay, I guess Israel killed Charlie. I guess Brigitte Macron has a dick, and I guess Hamas are the good guys. Okay, I'm gonna go out in the world now. You're stupid.
I don't think she. Well, hold on.
I'm just saying.
I don't think she's ever said Hamas.
If your only source is Candace, you have a fucking information problem. Sorry for the cursing. You have a problem. Okay, so in my opinion, when you have people like Dinesh D'Souza calling out Candace and Steven Crowder calling out Candace, you have a problem.
The video that Adam was mentioning earlier, this is from last week, Candace Owens. It looks like from a hotel room where she accuses the Trump administration of helping kill Charlie Kirk.
To just take a breather and really process everything that happened with Charlie and what it kind of means in terms of where we are. And I think it is a circumstance where we just know. We just know that he was truly betrayed in one of the most egregious ways that I think I've ever seen. It has made me lose faith in politics. It has made me fully lose faith in Trump. And my heart aches for the fact that he gave so much of his life to Trump and to politics. And they just were like, nope, that is it. It serves us or it doesn't serve us, and we want to move on. And so here's a holiday. Bro, if they try to give me a holiday, what is with them giving people a holiday after they kill them? Why is that a thing? You know what I mean? They're like, oh, Martin Luther King, what about this holiday? What about this boulevard? Anyways, let me knock it off. Like, they're going to give Charlie Kirk a boulevard. They already did. They did in Israel. They gave him freaking boulevard. It's like, as soon as they give you a boulevard and a holiday, they definitely killed you. Okay, there's no question. They killed you. There's no way. That's like their signature thing. It's like that's what they do. It's the Fed signature. It's how they sign off after they murder you. They're like holiday and a boulevard. And it's never on a nice side of town either. Like Charlie Kirk Boulevard is not going to be a nice side of town.
She used the word definitely. She used the word definitely killed you. Speaking of the Trump administration, to me, she might want to use the word allegedly or say, in my opinion. This is the problem here. When she just throws that out there to the internet, she has a very massive voice. People listen to her. People think she has a lot of credibility, and she does. But she's losing it time and time and time again. Just because she was right against BLM, or right about feminism does not mean she's right about Charlie Kirk. And I would love to hear what Turning Point USA has to say about what Candace is doing these days, because there's no way they're happy about it. Yes, Charlie was betrayed by everyone.
First time I saw that, the one thing I will say in her defense is the releasing of the text that she said that didn't exist, people said it didn't exist, but it did exist. But yeah, that I didn't see that part. I mean, saying it's who
do you not think she's? I know you're friends with Candace. Do you not think she's going down?
Hold on.
Very ugly rabbit hole.
That's out of her character, and I think there's a lot happening. What I'm saying is to say it just like that, blatantly open like that at the end, saying they killed him, both of them. Adam, because listen, with something like this, the gag order, I will violate on the world's behalf. The things I've discovered this past week are going to burn the house down.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't follow Candace like this. Does she know more than the FBI? Does she know more than the CIA? Does she know more than the intelligence agencies?
But
why the hell would Candace know more than any one of these intelligence communities?
Can I ask you a question?
Why? Tell me.
I think she knows
That's
more.
like saying we know more than the FBI. We don't.
No, do you trust the FBI? Do you trust the CIA? Because she doesn't. I don't trust the FBI.
Who do you trust more? The FBI or Candace Owens?
Adam, hold on.
Who do you trust more?
No, hold on.
Just answer that question.
Hold on. Can I finish what I'm going to say?
FBI or Candace?
Adam, I don't trust you. I don't trust anybody. Why am I going to, when it comes to, hold on.
Then if
let me ask you a question.
Trust,
do
you
believe the official narrative that the majority of the people in this building do not believe that what the FBI is telling us about Tyler Robinson and the gun and all the, Adam, the information's out there. Do you believe that they're saying what he did, ran off and was like, hi, lover, whoops, I just shot Charlie. I did something naughty. Do you believe that story?
Vinny,
because if you're watching the experts...
You're asking a very good question, and I'll give you my answer. Yeah. It's totally appropriate to ask questions.
Okay.
Everyone has concerns about this.
1,000%.
When you say... I'm just asking questions. I'm just saying... She's not asking questions. She's making official statements. 100% had them killed. She said they definitely had them killed.
Yeah, okay, that's
a problem. Do we have a shirt that says allegedly? Because we learned the hard way. You probably don't want to say 100%, right?
Yes, I agree.
So what is she doing?
That's saying that was for somebody to say they killed him and then seeing that tweet, that means she's saying that she has stuff that could burn the house down. So let's wait and see what she has.
Why the hell would Candace Owens?
Adam, she's the one that had the text that were proved. She proved everybody wrong that was lying that they didn't have the conversation.
That she's a great podcaster, not an investigative journalist.
Rob, what is the conversation with the text chain that she claimed was real and everybody said it didn't happen and then she released it?
We've already covered that on the podcast.
The Bill Ackman Hamptons.
Yeah, they said it didn't happen. It actually did happen.
Who said it didn't happen though?
Who they were saying that?
Who's they?
So the texts that were verified were the ones that came out about Charlie Kirk being threatened to lose funding if Tucker and Candace
but that
appeared
never
at
happened.
TPUSA events.
That part never happened. Bill Ackman responded.
I think this came after.
No. But Bill Ackman was accused of, if I'm not mistaken, Bill Ackman was accused of forcing and threatening and all this other stuff. Bill Ackman's like,
oh yeah, I don't think Bill Ackman did it.
Hang on, Pat's right. Multiple people also said, "Hey, this was characterized as a shouting match at a private party in the Hamptons. I was there. There was no shouting match." And multiple people said there was no shouting match.
Here's what I'm convinced. What I'm convinced is, there are guys that no matter what Candace says, you're going to believe. There are guys like that.
Yeah.
That no matter what she says, you're going to believe. And there are guys that no matter what she says, they're not going to believe. And then there are guys that are going to sit there and listen to everybody and see who's asking questions. There is a business model. In regards to this, to say definitely.
Yeah. I want to see the receipts of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to see it.
But Vinny, I will tell you respectfully to you, I still don't think you're going to believe it. I still don't think the people that are 100% Candace no matter what, they're still going to be like, no, but she's right. No, but she's this. Versus say when she's right and say when she's wrong. There truly is a group of people that are part of the 100% camp, that's part of the mob, and that is a problem as well. Because for me, when she went through her mess with Daily Wire, I think I was one of the first that came out and said the Daily Jewish Wire.
Yeah.
And I was one of the first ones that made the comment about it. We brought her to our Kentucky Derby. I gave her $40,000 tickets to be with us that we were selling. And she came and she hung out with us, and we were very, what do you call it, supportive and giving counsel, picking up calls, having conversations, all that stuff. But when it's also something that gets to a point where you're like, hey, if you as an individual can't balance that, then you're part of the problem as well.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. To say definitely, there's different with, like, listen, they're truly... Some people are truly addicted to porn, and they can't help themselves. But I also believe some people are truly addicted to fear porn, and they can't help themselves. You may not be seeing penetration between a guy and a girl. You may not be seeing, all the other stuff that you may be into, but you are seeing fear porn, and you're like, oh, give me more. I want more of it. Grown men have gotten addicted to fear porn. Grown men. Versus, look how Trump handled Israel. Everybody, Israel this, Israel that, Israel this, Israel. And then all of a sudden, when Nick Fuentes starts saying, what are you guys talking about Israel? Then everybody was kind of confused. Oh, shit, I thought Candace and Nick Fuentes, who do I believe? And then they were kind of confused. And then when Trump comes out and says, I'm not happy the way Israel handled it. Oh, so he's not owned by Israel. Oh, I thought he is owned by Israel. Stop it. Like, relax. It's politics. To think that a lot of people went to a lot of weird places these last 2 years. I think a little bit of common sense is coming out, but I think the emotional community is still kept loyal to the fear porn community. I don't think they've lost you. I think they still have you. And I think that's scary to a lot of other people who are sitting there trying to find out what the real truth is. It's like, no, give me more fear porn. I want more fear porn. It's not enough. I want to watch more for free. Give it to me. I want more fear porn. Give me. Out of 80 things, one thing right, but that one thing, but 80 things, but no, but I want fear porn. You got to be careful with this addiction to fear porn. It's not good for you. By the way, I'm not convinced that, true faith of going through it is also healthy to stay in this fear porn addiction community. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. If it comes out, I'm the one that continues going down the Epstein rabbit hole. For what? Why am I still asking it? I'm still trying to find out what's going on. But I do think there is which, by the way, more power to the individual that has that. But there's a community of people that she truly owns. And it's the 100% community. And to that 100% community, more power to you. But you have to realize, even the great ones, Rogan doesn't have a 100% community. Rogan. Because Rogan will go boom and boom and boom and boom and boom and boom and boom versus boom, 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 boom. There has to be a little bit of the doubt, but it's like boom, like this. And I actually don't think that's healthy, that messaging. By the way, whatever she's going through, whatever she's doing, wherever she's at, my concern is they got 4 kids, young kids. That's my number one concern. When you're doing stuff like this, you have to also think about, you got kids that you're responsible for. She has to make her own decisions. I told her this on a phone call that I had with her as well. I said, probably you got 4 kids 50 times.
Yep.
I said that you got 4 kids. Make your decisions based on that. But she has the right to do whatever she wants to do. I don't think, I've been in business long enough to watch the profile of certain people. I do not think there's a single person in the world that can tell Candace what to do. Nobody.
Not even her husband?
I don't think, not even her husband. I don't think there's a single person in the world. I got to wrap up.
The 4 kids is part of the problem, though.
I get it.
When you're pregnant for 5 years straight
Yeah.
Do you know what kind of emotions you're going through?
I've heard
I
many
told you
people
this
say
story
that as
before,
well.
right?
Yes, I've heard that as well.
Okay, it's a
I want to
factor.
wrap up. Okay. So what do we have, Rob? Wednesday business podcast, yes?
Yes. Thursday we have an interview going out, and then we're back Friday with the home team.
Thursday we have an interview.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right. Okay, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Oh, questions, David?